get some spring gold medalists out of the trifecta or the trio running in the Warwick Stakes today, Max.
And I think Volante today is going to be a horse that's done well in the paddock. It's going to be an improved
1,000 metres mark. The pace is muddling. Nothing like a Dane on the outside. Pulling is just shading Noble Dane a length away. Volante keen to go faster. Now Beedman allowed Saintly to get a bit closer to them with the pace so slow up front, and just about 5 off the lead. They're very tightly packed at the 600. Noble Dane on the inside. Nothing like a Dane in the centre, and Volante is about to whip up 3 deep. Saintly right on their heels as they come to the corner, followed by Roadworthy. Dupan is taking off, and then Patonk and Bruego as they come around the turn, and now they're really flying. Volante has raced up to head. Nothing like a Dane, and Volante exploded to the front. Volante put about 2.5 on. Saintly getting to second. Nothing like a Dane has called it a day, followed by Dupan, but it's all Volante. Mighty Mick, Jeff and Beryl White's great 4-year-old Volante is annihilating them in the Warwick Stakes. He wins pulling up by 3.5 lengths to Saintly. Third, Duke come around the turn, and now they're really flying. Volante has raced up to head. Nothing like a Dane, and Volante exploded to the front. Volante put about 2.5 on. Saintly getting to second. Nothing like a Dane has called it a day, followed by Dupan, but it's all Volante. Mighty Mick, Jeff and Beryl White's great 4-year-old Volante is annihilating them in the Warwick Stakes. He wins pulling up by 3.5 lengths to Saintly. Third, Dupan, followed by Nothing Like a Dane and Bruego.
Out of the group in this race, Volante was sensational. Saintly was pretty good too. Follow them both, and Dupain.
Volante, I would say the performance of the week, an outstanding horse. And
Super Sleuth third, Mahogany fourth, the Penny going up 3 deep, and then Saintly joined on the outside by Ken Bell, a gap to Electronic, followed by Donar with Pratara's Bay last as they come to the 600 metres mark. Nearing the turn, the Penny made a lightning move on the outside and raced to the front from Double Take, and Nothing Like a Dane as they come around the turn. Mahogany is 3 wide with the red cap, wider out in the bright pink as Ken Bell, and Saintly is strung up between horses as they turn for home. He's cutting back to the inside now. In the straight 300 out, the Penny tackled by Nothing Like a Dane. Saintly gets the inside run, and he's darted through now, and Saintly left them standing. Look at this turn of foot. Saintly put 3 lengths on Nothing Like a Dane. Donar charging home late, but it's all Saintly in the Hill Stakes. Beedman takes hold, and he coasted over the wire to beat Nothing Like a Dane with Donar third.
Saintly odds on and magnificent. The Metropolitan Handicap is on the agenda as he heads towards the Melbourne Cup.
Saintly impressive yesterday, but how good is Volante?
Oh, Volante's very good, but I don't know. I might be backing Saintly to beat them at their next clash. Saintly just has started to blossom at the right time. They're both outstanding horses, and it is going to be a great clash. This is building up to one of the great springs, Keith.
Oh, indeed, Max. Look at the ease that Saintly wins this race at. It's over 1,900 metres, yet Saintly ran his last 600 metres in 33.9, which is faster than Juggler ran at a lesser distance to finish off.
There were extenuating circumstances there, Keith, but the acceleration of Saintly, the appearance of Saintly, you had to be impressed by Saintly yesterday. And
they might land that money, a massive midweek plunge on Saintly in the Metropolitan, Max.
Well, I'd be backing Saintly to win anything. Metropolitan, Melbourne Cup, Cox Plate on that performance yesterday.
I know if they've got the Melbourne Cup ready for you, because you can keep the 10th one. Do you think they've got it ready yet?
Oh, no, they better have it polished up, because you never know, a bloke might need it.
Bring on the Epsom.
Starter Billy Dale onto his stand, hits the button, and there they go, and what a magnificent start. Shame seemed to get squeezed back to the tail of the field, bouncing out in front. Catalan opening, sprint by, and Deep Snip and Shame are back at the tail of the field, but they're pretty tightly bunched in the run to the first corner, and it's a charge for the lead now. Sprint by headed off by Gossips, and Roadworthy on the outside. Forrester rides hard on Gossips to get further back Valence, and then Juggler Future King taking off will be carted deep, followed by Shame, and Deep Snip on the outside is last of all. Coming to the 600 metres mark again, Sprint by booted up on the inside to join Gossips, and in third place Peruzzi getting between them, followed by Roadworthy, who'll make the turn fairly wide. A gap to Catalan opening, who's had a cushy run on the outside of Stork. Future King is wide as they turn, and further back is Juggler, who's about to get into the clear. Straightening up now, Sprint by joined and headed straight away by Peruzzi, who shot to the front. Catalan opening on the outside has gone to Peruzzi very quickly though. Peruzzi and Catalan opening, they've come away from Stork, followed by Juggler. Juggler. It's Catalan Opening grabbing the lead 100 metres out over Peruzzi. And look at Juggler, 60 kilos and all. He's coming home like Burnborough. Juggler has come from a mile back to beat Catalan Opening, who looked all over a winner.
The effort of Gossips and Kay Gloss off a great win by Juggler. What a magnificent racehorse this bloke is.
Oh, don't you love him, Max? 60 kilos and all. I think that's his 12th win from 28 starts. He gives his best every time. One of the most consistent racehorses of recent years.
It is. The Vic Health Cup, another Group 1 race over 1,400 metres. Who'll win that? I don't know. I know I don't like Encosta de Lago. A 3-year-old from the outside alley. He's just got too much against him. And in the
field where Buzz-Off has firmed now into about the $3.25 quote on the tote. This is now for number 17 Encosta de Lago. He's been solidly supported. He's come in to a figure not unlike he's one on the tote at the present time. He's about the thing.
Matsky jumped well on the inside. A little slow Buzz-Off getting back in the early stages of the race now. And Dry next in the field, 600 metres to go. Dry Humour followed by Pearl Prince getting up on the inside. And Costa de Lago's creeping closer. Followed by Scenic Royale, Lockray, Buzz-Off a fair way back before the turn. Cuttery Lane, simple as that. Another excuse and follow the riders last when they corner. Blazing Sun on the inside. Zuccarino wider out. Sober Suit coming at them. You Remember looking for a way clear on the inside. Scenic Royale is coming with Lockray on the outside. Zuccarino tackled by Scenic Royale, who dashes to the front now. Then Lockray, simple as that, coming down the outside. But it's Scenic Royale in front. And Costa de Lago switches to the inside. He's flying in Costa de Lago. He's got there. Mighty win in Costa de Lago beats Scenic Royale. Third, a photo either simple as that or Lockray. They were followed further back. Inside, Zuccarino wider out. Sober Suit coming at them. You Remember looking for a way clear on the inside. Scenic Royale is coming with Lockray on the outside. Zuccarino tackled by Scenic Royale, who dashes to the front now. Then Lockray, simple as that, coming down the outside. But it's Scenic Royale in front. And Costa de Lago switches to the inside. He's flying in Costa de Lago. He's got there. Mighty win in Costa de Lago beats Scenic Royale. Third, a photo either simple as that or Lockray. They were followed further back by Matsky. And then You Remember from Sobers.
Oh, that was one of the most exciting wins I think you'll see for a long, long time on a race course. For those of you that actually watched this horse, the trouble he got into prior to the home turn, Greg, I know you and I, we only have to remember about Encosta de Lago. Before today, he'd only had 4 starts. He'd only won 1 race, and that was his last start win in the Group 2 Ascot Vale Stakes, in which Lago is. And today, he's beaten older horses at his 5th start in a Group 1 race. Even in a moment, 5.10, the winner, 2.30. Geez, held up well on the tote. You'll never see 5.10 about him again.
No. Since all calm, collected riders, and he was just climbing over their back, so I was just flat out holding him in behind him. And then when he got out, he just let rip, and he's a very good horse. And
he's the favourite with the bookmakers, Iterum from the Hayes stable, who Peter Hayes spoke of earlier in quite glowing terms.
It certainly is, Brendan. It'll be interesting to see Peep on the Sly, how he comes back. Probably been a little bit disappointing himself.
He did have up away with them. Iteram began okay. Centico out nicely on the inside. Mellow Chateau, Peep on the Slide, Nat the Brat, and Tudor Star. They're at the turn. Alacrity just the leader from Chase Me Charlie. Centico the outside. Prince Calaf fourth the rail. Storm between horses entering the straight. True Identity outside. Geico very wide. Iteram trying to get up on the inside. Alacrity being tackled by Chase Me Charlie, and Centico on the outside at the 200 strikes the lead. Iteram running up behind it, finishing well from True Identity, but Centico dashed away. Out 2.5 lengths. Here's Peep on the Sly motoring home. Centico in front. Peep on the Sly. He'll get there. Yep, Peep on the Sly beats Centico. Very close, but he outside. Geico very wide. Iteram trying to get up on the inside. Alacrity being tackled by Chase Me Charlie, and Centico on the outside at the 200 strikes the lead. Iteram running up behind it, finishing well from True Identity, but Centico dashed away. Out 2.5 lengths. Here's Peep on the Sly motoring home. Centico in front. Peep on the Sly. He'll get there. Yep, Peep on the Sly beats Centico. Very close, but he's got there. Prince Calaf will grab third. They're followed in by True Identity.
On the outside, Peep on the Sly, still not going to get there. And that's when G. Miles picked it up and said, yep, he got there. Gee, he finished home well. This will be Michael Carson's biggest win since he's come back home. For sure. He's done. You can take nothing away from him. Gee, that was a top performance. 8.20 and 2.90.
Stakes today, for the first time in my memory, Max, you go back a lot longer, of course, it's 7-1 the field in a weight for age race. Can you remember?
Of course, the big question with the Underwood is, can Darren Beadman get Octagonal to show something like his best form?
Number 11, and he's come up favourite again, Octagonal. The big O is $3 and $1.30. I believe he opened about. Darren Beadman, who hasn't been on his back since he brilliantly won the AJC Derby at Randwick.
Blinkers off.
Blinkers off. They're not once and...
Firmer punters, if you can get that trigger finger happening. Doremus is the one that has firmed into the outright favouritism. Here's Greg Miles.
Racing in the Underwood Stakes, and Toil was one of the Knights, and Count Chivas 1.5 to Remus, and he's followed by Seascape the outside, Boart back on the rail, Beadman setting Octagonal to make him, setting him alight to make a run around the outside with about 600 to go. He's 3 wide around Dupain and French Resort, and 2 to Alcove. Station Hand took a slender lead from Celius, who's got the rails, and Sir Boom coming at them on the outside. Clear of Circles of Gold, Cheviot, Furama Knights round the outside, followed by Count Chivas, Doremus behind him, hard ridden, and Octagonal the widest into the straight now, bunched at the top of the straight. Celius took the lead now from Station Hand, running on Furama Knight. Sir Boom, Toil is barging into the open. Count Chivas coming down the outside with Octagonal. He's putting in on the outside. Celius the leader. Count Chivas and Octagonal. Octagonal and Count Chivas. Octagonal, he's back. Octagonal's won it by a long neck to either Count Chivas or Seascape. The mighty horse is back, folks. Dupain next, followed by Doremus. They're trailed him as last. Who'd have believed it? Widest into the straight now, bunched at the top of the straight. Celius took the lead now from Station Hand, running on Furama Knight. Sir Boom, Toil is barging into the open. Count Chivas coming down the outside with Octagonal. He's putting in on the outside. Celius the leader. Count Chivas and Octagonal. Octagonal and Count Chivas. Octagonal, he's back. Octagonal's won it by a long neck.
Now we'll see,
because he was beaten 3 times on this horse, but Darren Beadman knows him like the back of his hand, and he had the horse firing. The Justorious Leaders track here last start. When I say it's got problems, that's what I mean. Horses weren't coming from behind. But he brought him to the outside. Now watch this bump. He'll get one in a minute. Bang. And put off stride, but he never really shirked his task, did he? So Jack Ingham, one of the part owners, his brother Bob wouldn't be there today, but there's Jack Ingham, a very proud man, and I think it was
just have a listen to this.
The big O, Octagonal, 480 and 230. Oh, the Swans are certainties now, aren't they? Aren't they, Morals?
Seascape is the horse immediately inside of him. Now, they're on the left of your screen. Octagonal starts to lay in here. You'll see him take Seascape inwards, really takes him inwards. Knocks him on towards, looks to be Count Chivas there. They come apart. Octagonal starts to drift in again. He's come in some 4 or 5 horses almost there. They
could be good grounds for a protest there, I think, but whether they get it, what the margin is.
If it is up,
here's the protest siren. It's on, punters.
We have dramas afoot.
This is unbelievable.
It looks like we've got a protest, third against first and second, and approaching the turn and in the straight. So
the protest, third against first, has been dismissed. Protest, third against second, has been upheld.
There you go. Octagonal keeps the race, punters. That is the big news. And, oh, gee, isn't it great to see a champion back in the winner's stall? That is one of the most marvellous spring carnivals you're ever wishing to see. We're going to have Falante, Saintly. We're going to have Octagonal back on song. And you are going to see racing at its absolute best in the month ahead.
But the real hero was Darren Beadman. 5 Group 1 wins from 5 rides. A devout Christian, Beadman had rival jockey Greg Hall in awe.
I hate the fun.
You are God.
There's
a miracle man, you are.
There's only one Lord, buddy.
He sent you down here.
And manna from heaven for those who stuck with Octagonal, 7-1 about the champion beating Seascape and Count Chivas. And
something happened. It was a different Octagonal, and it told us, I suppose, that we shouldn't ride off a champion. I did, prematurely, but Octagonal without the blinkers and with a different horse in the Underwood at course.
Despite a very, very good performance, Darren Beadman still figures that Octagonal is not back to the form he displayed in the autumn. Of course, Octagonal is going
all class. Falante, possibly the best horse in the country at the moment, but he'll be tested out today by Juggler. Let's have a look at what the punters have decided. All our mob that getting out to $9.10. Juggler, punters have come for Juggler a little. He's into $3.40. Falante, these conditions, but by golly, he looks well, $18. Falante, $1.40.
George Main Stakes. Starter Bill Cooper is over to his rostrum. As they come to the 600 metres mark, nearing the turn, All Our Mob is just in front of Falante, who's level now as they come to the corner. In third place, Valence. Juggler on the outside is tracking Falante. Toledo last of the 5 as they turn for home. Now they're in earnest at the 400. All Our Mob and Falante together coming over the rise. Dittman sitting pretty on Falante. He allows the odds on Popmore. Rainey quickly put a length on All Our Mob. Juggler, called upon by Glenn Boss, is running a heck of a race at the 200. Falante clear. Dittman's got to liven him up. Juggler on the outside is coming at him strongly. Juggler's got him. Juggler, here's a boil over. Juggler takes the lead from Falante, and Juggler draws away to win it, nearly a length on the line to Falante. And a jubilant Glenn Boss waved his whip to the crowd. All Our Mob is a distant third in front of Valence.
Well, a great upset in the George Main Stakes with Juggler beating Falante. If you've backed him, $3.30 and $1.30. Second there, and Juggler had him covered. Oh, I reckon he had him covered nearly just after straightening.
But what happened to Falante? He was galloped on by Valance at the 1,200 metres, and he sustained an injury. And you wonder just...
Last week, don't you love him? Juggler, it's his third Group 1 win.
So that's the situation there at the moment in the betting ring. Certainly Arctic Scent, though, is good value on the tote at the present time at $3.10, because it's actually around the $2.70 mark.
Down the side at the 700 metre mark, and the leader is Esplat on the inside from Diablo Girl. Princess Cara 3 deep, and Mac Rosa 4 wide from Circles of Gold, waiting for a run. Then Calzone, Free Success, pulled out deep. Alcove with nowhere to go back on the inside. Arctic Centre's back second last now, just to run a win around it. Mac Rosa let go out deep now at Diablo Girl. They got to Esplat. Alcove trying to get away from the fence, couldn't get the room through from Circles of Gold. Then Free Success, Arctic Centre mile back, but around the turn, Mac Rosa hit the front. Suma Peace after it from Free Success. Arctic Scent getting into the clear late though. Mac Rosa the leader from Suma Peace, and Arctic Scent starting to fly. Suma Peace grabbed the lead. Arctic Scent late down the outside. Nails are on the post. Arctic Scent on the line has got up to win. Suma Peace second. Mac Rosa third. Then further back, Circles of Gold.
That's it. If you've been on Alcove, and I don't want to start making excuses for horses, but you can consider yourself a little bit unlucky.
3 stock stakes. Alcove, midfield on the rails and the red cap, met trouble, but the winner Arctic Scent in the lime colours came from second last.
Around the turn, Mac Rosa wide out goes to the lead over Diablo Girl, Princess Cara. Alcove nearly fell. She ran into a pocket and nearly went down. And Mac Rosa leads in the straight. Suma Peace is coming after her. Arctic Scent is in the clear. Is it too late? She's flying. Suma Peace is in front. Arctic Scent coming at her hard. Got there. What a win.
Yes, it was a great victory. She was heavily supported into 7-4. Brent Stanley bringing up his double there. And Arctic Scent now a lightweight Caulfield Cup hope beating...
Eagle is at $2.10, but last time I looked at the bookies boards, Assertive Flash was a slight favourite ahead of Dashing Eagle. Tambour, as we told you, was scratched. Jezebel is at $26. Number 5, Denendry, carrying Simon's money, is into about $8.50. Savor.
Off they go in the flight, and a little slow to move, Lafayette and City. Coming to the 600 metres mark in the flight stakes, it's Savarin the leader. Assertive last second, Show Dancing third and 3 wide. On the fence, Superb Lady. Jezebel between horses, Dashing Eagle 3 deep is tracking Show Dancing. Followed by Lafayette, Denendry, Countess Carmen, City Devil last as they flatten for the run to the judge. Over the rise, Savarin joined quickly by Assertive Lass. Show Dancing in third place, and Dashing Eagle has the last shot at them as they come to the 200. Here's the Eagle is flying. Dashing Eagle on the outside has stormed past Assertive Lass with 100 to go. Has Beedman got the 1,000 wins? Shane Dye, Never Say Die, fighting back on Assertive Lass, and I think he's got him again. Assertive Lass has come again to beat Dashing Eagle, and once again Shane Dye is a thorn in Darren Beedman's side. Superb Lady has run third, followed by Denendry, Show Dancing, Countess.
From Dashing Eagle, when they hit the post, you'll see it here. Oh boy, there's nothing in it, is there? But oh, gee, when you see it there, she's nearly covered her. Hold on to your tickets. It's a dead heat, Harry. A dead heat. Dead heat. Okay, it's a dead heat in the flight stakes, and I'm sure when you saw...
Dashing Eagle $1 and $1.20, and Superb Lady paid $4.60. The New South Wales...
And horse I have in the stables. It's the weight that's been beating All Our Mob. I think he's the best weighted horse in the Epsom.
And see if they're altered at all. Falante, as I speak, is into $2.80. A short price for an Epsom, but gee, he's going to be hard to beat. He represents such class. All Our Mob is out of point to $9.50. Buzz Off is at $34. Iron Horse I think he's second pick. He's a member of the Gay Waterhouse team. He's showing at $16 now.
And they're ready to run. They're off in the Cannon Epsom. Good start, and one of the first out, Magic Road. In fact, he bounded well clear of Falante. Catalan opening began well, so did Flight to Fantasy the first corner. Flight to Fantasy, Aim and Auntie Mary, and Buzz off back with the tail enders as they come to the 600 mark. Flight to Fantasy, the leader. 2 lengths on Sober Suit, Falante on the outside. All Our Mob getting a nice run, followed by Catalan opening, Magic Road, then Clear Rose and Iron Horse off the track, followed by Peruzzi as they turn from Social Rule, and Shame is a mile back with Roy Lopez as they come over the rise. Flight to Fantasy about to be tackled by Falante, which has breezed up on the outside, and Falante exploded to the front at the 200 mark. Catalan opening and All Our Mob are running on well, followed by Iron Horse, but it's all Falante with 100 to go. All Our Mob is trying his heart out, but Falante, like the shooting star from which he gets his name, comes right away to win the Epsom brilliantly from All Our Mob, and Iron Horse has run third. Buzz off a big run from Catalan opening, Peruzzi, Flight to Fantasy, and then shot a run.
But this super racehorse Falante is giving his Epsom rivals a bath. Falante 4 on All Our Mob, Iron Horse third, but Falante, super racehorse, second.
Brian York. That was a top-class horse against good horses. He was far too good. He toyed with them. He's won by about 3 lengths, perhaps a touch more. And look at him go, Falante. Cox Plate, here I come, he announced as he streaked away from this field.
Yes, he is a shooting star, there's no doubt about that, and he set a new record in the Epsom, winning in 133.31.
And you saw what he did there. Two class horses in the Metropolitan tomorrow. One is Saintly, who raced yesterday, and one is Nothing Like a Dane. They're Group 1 performance.
The Bart Cummings trained Saintly starting as favourite. Nothing Like a Dane.
Run at set weights with penalties and allowances.
Hula Flights is now getting between horses, then the Phantom Chance and Nothing Like a Dane pull to the extreme outside as they come over the rise. Fewer chosen, the leader from Western approaches. His Hula Flight getting between them, and Saintly on the outside has rounded them up very quickly. Saintly has raced clear with Hula Flight. They're fighting it out from Fewer chosen, and Nothing Like a Dane coming down the outside. Saintly and Hula Flight. Nothing Like a Dane is coming fast in the last little bit, but Hula Flight on the inside.
This was the third AJ.
Getting between them, and Saintly on the outside has rounded them up very quickly. Saintly has raced clear with Hula Flight. They're fighting it out from Fewer chosen, and Nothing Like a Dane coming down the outside. Saintly and Hula Flight. Nothing Like a Dane is coming fast in the last little bit, but Hula Flight on the inside has just lasted to win the Metrop from Nothing Like a Dane and Saintly in the centre.
Waterhouse adding to Saturday's Epsom win. This her second straight Metropolitan.
Up behind the barrier for the 1600 metre Caulfield Guineas. Number 2 in Costa del Lago, $1.60 for $1. That's odds of about 7 to 4 on. 15's into Gaze. Alpha from the Bart Cummings stable at 6s. West Point still showing at $5.50. Odds of 9 to 2. Portland Player at 3.
Last of all, 10 lengths covered the Guineas field onto the side now. Heading to the 800 metre mark, Tarn Purlane's lead only half a length to West Point now. Devil's Day in the outside is third. Fourth on the rail, Portland Player in Costa del Lago, the outside of those. Couple of lengths to Intergaze, and then Anthems on the inside. And Alpha is last of all at the 600. And Tarn Purlane by about a half a length here to West Point. Devil's Dane in Costa del Lago getting through between horses now coming into it. And then Portland Player on the rail from Intergaze, Anthems and Alpha at the turn now. And Tarn Purlane the leader into the straight, a length and a half clear from West Point. In Costa del Lago, Pop the Question on the outside, and then Portland Player. Tarn Purlane at the 300, tackled by Portland Player, West Point and in Costa del Lago. The favourite's got a bit of work to do here. On the outside, Intergaze is coming with a rush, and Alpha down the outside. It's Intergaze and Alpha. Intergaze and Alpha from in Costa del Lago. Intergaze and Alpha. Alpha goes home the best, and Alpha wins it by a head to Intergaze, and third in Costa del Lago.
Then about 2 lengths to West Point, and here comes in Costa del Lago down the outside. Portland Player getting a run between horses, and they're followed by Intergaze, who's also coming home well in Costa del Lago, about to be tackled by Intergaze. Portland Player, Alpha storming down the outside with a big run. Here's a great finish coming over. Alpha, Intergaze goes to the front. Alpha coming in, Alpha on the outside. Intergaze, Alpha to Tasmania won the Guineas. Ahead to Intergaze, and Costa del Lago has run third, followed by Portland Player, Anthems, West Point, Tarn Purlane.
What a nice horse.
Alpha eased from 5 to 1 out to 8 to 1, and the second fastest Guineas in more than 40 years. In Costa del Lago, disappointing. Friedman says he's probably essentially a sprinter.
One race on the pack in the straight. Alpha 11 starts, 9 wins, and gave Bart Cummings his first Caulfield Guineas for 22 years. Lee Friedman, for you, Portland Player surely emerged as a AAMI Derby hope.
He definitely is. I was very happy with his run yesterday because I really thought that ground may be a bit too hard for him, but he ran an extremely good race, and I think he showed the qualities of a stayer. Also like the run of Anthems, it was an extremely...
And what about Alpha, the winner?
A good run, but yeah, a good run. He's going to be there in the Derby, but really...
Horse D. Beedman on board. Did very well in the Underwood Stakes at this track a fortnight ago. And we're
in octagonal pretty well. At the moment, it is Juggler TAB #1 showing at odds of 6-4 chance. Punters have rallied to the Big O. He's now out to 240, 10 cents less though than Juggler, odds of 11-8. He was.
So we're all tipping Juggler and octagonal. Nothing. Anything.
Now and Crying Game up level with Magnet Bay with the rail. Juggler just behind them is in third place and travelling well. Followed by Station Hand and Cheviot, Valance, Arctic Scent. Octagonal within 6 lengths of the leader now, and Beedman sets him alight before the turn, and 3 lengths to Peep on the Sly. They're bunching around the home bend now. It's Crying Game going to Magnet Bay again. Juggler on their outside. He has the upper hand round the turn. Octagonal's 3 behind him in a sprint home. Juggler takes the lead at the top of the straight for Stephen King now. From Magnet Bay, Octagonal pulls to the outside. It's Juggler at the 200-metre mark, a length in front of Magnet Bay. In third place, Station Hand with Octagonal, but Juggler, the way it's run, he sprints away. He's 3 lengths in front now from Magnet Bay and Octagonal, and Juggler careers away to win it easily. Juggler first by nearly 4 lengths to Magnet Bay second. Now third might be Peep on the Sly, might have bloused Octagonal right on the post.
Big centres under the whip. Octagonal is down the outside. 250 metres left to go, and Juggler is dashed well clear of Magnet Bay. Here comes Octagonal down the outside, but Juggler is well clear with 150 left to go. He's going strongly. He's got it shot to pieces. Juggler much too good, and Juggler wins it well by 3 lengths to Magnet Bay. Getting up for third, Peep on the Sly ahead of Octagonal, followed by Station Hand, Arctic Scent, Valance, second last Crying.
Superiority, he just annihilated them.
Well, how good is Juggler then?
Well, like you saw today, that's how good he is. He'll annihilate them in the Cox Plate too.
Juggler started 13-8 favourite, just ahead of Octagonal. Beedman tasting defeat for the first time on the Big O. Peep on the...
I thought it was a smashing performance yesterday. I think if you had 2 rides in the Cox Plate, you'd either want to be on Juggler or Falante. I think it's going to be the race of the carnival, really. 2 great horses meeting like this. And
I think you'd have to say Juggler will start favourite at the Cox Plate and looks the likely winner at this stage.
Surely,
winner at this stage.
Surely, though, you've got to say it was a presentation for him yesterday, the way the race was run.
They can only win, Max. They can only win.
Just said it wasn't too bad a day. Do you call this a typical Melbourne day?
Well, let's hope we don't call it a typical Melbourne day, and let's hope you and I stand in this spot for the next 5 minutes.
The running of the 1996 Caulfield Cup with $1 million in prize money up for grabs.
Very much, Kenny and Simon. Your tip, you haven't changed your mind?
No, I haven't. I'm going to stick with the Phantom Chance, but isn't it very...
About $4.90, just under 4-1, and a clear favourite on the tote. 11-1 Count Shivers, 5's Nothing Like a Dane, Istadad's out, 16 the Phantom Chance, 40 Cry 1 Boart, 7-1 Peep on the Sly, Valance is 50, Circles of Gold, quite tip amongst the boys here in the crew, it's at 40-1, 12-1 the Bandette, Arctic Scent at 30-1, 10-1 Hewler Flight, Iron Horse at 33.
Covering the field on the railway side in the cup now. It's Crying Game, a length and a half clear of Iron Horse, 2.5 lengths to Circles of Gold, 3 lengths to Love Dance, a length and a half Hewler Flight on the outside of Doremus, followed by Electronica. Arctic Scent on the rails is next, being followed by Bellance, and then came Nothing Like a Dana. The Phantom Chance over on the inside, followed by Count Shivers. Peep on the Slides a long way back. So also is Boart, being followed by Donar from Celia Sky Bower, and the Bandit is still last of all as they come up to the 700-metre mark. Crying Game making every post a winner. A length to Iron Horse, a length and a half Circles of Gold, 3 lengths to Love Dance. Doremus taken off the fence to come around them. Arctic Centre's getting a run through on the inside, taking closer order. They're followed by Hewler Flight, and back behind them Nothing Like a Dane. A good long gap to Count Shivers as they come around the home turn. The leader Crying Game. Iron Horse, Circles of Gold, Arctic Centre on the inside, running on pretty well. Doremus is now under pressure, and they're followed down the outside by Hewler Flight. Circles of Gold and Iron Horse, the leaders. Arctic Centre trying to get a run between horses. Circles of Gold on the outside takes the lead. Doremus down the outside, finishing on Arctic Centre, getting through. Arctic Centre on the inside. Arctic Centre, Circles of Gold. Arctic Centre will win the Caulfield Cup. Arctic Centre's won it. Circles of Gold second, Iron Horse is third, followed by Doremus. Crying Game behind them. Celius further back to the left.
The inside looking for an out and a gap to Doremus at the 200. It's Iron Horse, Circles of Gold. Arctic Scent trying to get a run through. It's Circles of Gold and Iron Horse from Arctic Scent, and then Doremus, he's closing. It's Circles of Gold. Arctic Scent getting up on the inside. Arctic Scent getting up to Circles of Gold. Arctic Scent draws away. Arctic Scent by a length. Circles of Gold.
Front in the Caulfield Cup. After it is Circles of Gold and Arctic Scent about to get a run through. On the outside, Circles of Gold hit the front. Arctic Scent trying to push through, then Doremus late. Iron Horse fighting back at Circles of Gold in front. Arctic Scent getting up on the inside. Young Stanley's got Arctic Scent finishing better. Arctic Scent is going to take the Caulfield Cup. Arctic Scent.
Former stable foreman.
Arctic Scent. She beat Celius in the Oaks in Queensland in the winter.
Trainer's licence for just 6 months. His debut season will be long remembered.
Obviously a luck race, and you know, that's all I said to Brent was riding for luck.
Traditional owners David and Jenny Moody.
The keen Brent Stanley is the youngest jockey since the war to win the Caulfield Cup, and it was a gem of a ride. Handicapper Jim Boulder so impressed by Arctic Scent, he announced a 3-kilo penalty for the Melbourne Cup. She'll carry 51.5, even more than Let's Elope. A big moment for Brent Stanley, who only rode his first winner in Melbourne in late April.
This is just a big thrill. As David said 7 months ago, I was walking around on crutches, and now I'm here riding the Caulfield Cup winner. Thank you very much.
It was emotion all round. 6 months ago, the stable was rocked by Gerald Ryan's resignation.
No, I've kept my mouth shut and kept my low profile, but I could have given up a lot of times.
It's all worthwhile now, David.
Oh, well, it isn't it? We won a Caulfield Cup with a 17-year-old kid on board.
It's been a tough time at Hobson's Lodge, but this could be...
And Arctic Scent started 20-1 today. She's now firm to the third line of Melbourne Cup betting at 12s behind Doremus and Oscar Schindler, who share favouritism at 5s. Boa.
Shane said there was tremendous bias in the track today, and he said it just didn't suit him. Because I said up until about 3 furlongs out, he said the bias was unbelievable.
But we'll show that Juggler's a favourite. Juggler, I'm sure, will start favourite on the day. I noticed one newspaper scribe this morning, Lloyd Williams in the Sunday Herald Sun, said it's a certainty in the Cox Plate. I think he'll win, Juggler. Max, he's the most improved horse in Australia. There's the Michael Iskander market.
Yeah, he'll have a nice job beating Falante. What do you think, Jim Cassidy?
I'm with you.
Jim Cassidy?
I'm with you, Max. I think Falante's...
A word of warning, I reckon Saintly will improve dramatically in next Saturday's Cox Plate.
Number 1 Juggler is showing at 5-2, 360 for $1. Number 2 All Our Mob is a 16-1 chance. Number 3 Octagonal is out to 5-1. Number 4 Saintly at 4-1. Number 5 Falante, $3.70, almost 11-4. Just up.
Lion, Crying Game a bit slow into stride, and All Our Mob bounce quickly with Adventurous. Crying Game picking up ground. Falante and Juggler away well. Further out, All Our Mob, Adventurous in front, down to the winning post now from Crying Game and Falante third. All Our Mob goes back fourth out in the Cox Plate, and Crying Game goes up to Adventurous. 2.5 further back Falante, 3 further back All Our Mob. Juggler on the outside of it, 3/4. 2 to Saintly, 1.5 Anthems, and 2 to Octagonal, still 12 lengths off them around the turn at the 800-metre mark. Crying Game took over now from Adventurous. Falante comes out now for Dittman and is striding quickly to the lead now. A length further back, All Our Mob. They're followed by Juggler. Saintly peeling out deep, and then Anthems. They're bunching up. 600 to go in the plate. Octagonal last, but coming out now. He's about 4 lengths off them. Crying Game is grabbed by Falante. Juggler wider out on the track with All Our Mob, and Saintly putting in a run out wider. All Our Mob and Falante being tackled by Juggler, and the widest runner is Saintly with a run. All Our Mob, Falante now from Juggler and Saintly. 4 in line, 2 to Octagonal. They turn for home, and the whips are cracking. It's All Our Mob, Saintly, Juggler and Falante. Here's a great go, 150 to go. Falante, Saintly coming at it on the outside. Saintly getting up to Falante and Juggler the centre. Saintly on the outside. Falante strikes back, get heat. Saintly may be a nose. Falante, nothing in it.
Octagonal, Falante and All Our Mob are the joint leaders turning for home. 3 deep is Juggler. Saintly got on the wrong leg and made the bend awkwardly. It's Falante, Juggler, All Our Mob running a mighty race, and here's Saintly with the last charge down the outside. Saintly coming at Falante. Saintly and Falante saw nothing in it. Saintly or Falante couldn't pick it. Saintly and Falante in a mighty finish. Juggler and All Our Mob are in a photo for third, followed by Falante and All Our Mob are coming to the turn together with Juggler and Saintly coming at them on the outside, clear of Octagonal. They're at the turn, All Our Mob and Falante, who's desperately
win. Lead Juggler and Saintly out wide, who wobbled a bit round the turn. It's Falante again in front. Falante on the inside from Juggler coming at him, and Saintly out wide. Then All Our Mob. Falante the inside. Saintly pegging him back at every stride with Juggler. It's Saintly on the outside and Falante. They hit the line. I don't know. Between Saintly the outside and Falante, it's very close.
In a deceptive finish, Saintly's big head, a big advantage. Crabbing around the turn like Kingston Town, his courage prevailed in a memorable win.
It's official. Saintly is first.
He's got there. Current the mantle of genius. It's Bart Cummings. Look, it's only a lip. Oh, boy. I'm surprised they got the number up as quickly as they did.
In a memorable win and a Frankie Dettori dismount to top a unique race.
It's just a dream come true. It's a race that's eluded me out of my career for the last 14 years, and I've desperately wanted to win it. And it's
Saintly eased out from 7-2 to 5-1. Falante was the 9-4 equal favourite with Juggler. All Our Mob, best of the Waterhouse.
Bart, you showed a rare sign of emotion yesterday when Saintly won that Cox Plate and Cox Plate.
I think I was suffering from hay fever more than anything.
I don't think so, Bart. 23 years since Taj Rossi had won the Cox Plate for you, and you did your 9 Melbourne Cups. Why was it a day of high emotion for you?
Well, the weight for age, the real McCoy, as Chidnam said when he asked, how would you compare this with the Melbourne Cup? He said, well, this is the real McCoy, weight for age.
We're happy. The best thing to come out of yesterday's race, Ken, was there was no excuse for any horse. They all had their chance to win.
But the Cox Plate was, every horse had his chance. It was a fabulous race, head up, head down, different stages of the straight. You said this will win, that'll win.
For what is going to be a wonderful derby. Here are the tote figures with Dan Malicki prior to the big event.
Alpha is the strong favourite at 2.90. Intergaze at 7.50. Ebony Grove, number 7 of the rest. Portland Player at $10.60. 6 minutes away from the feature event on the first day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, the Amy Victoria Derby.
The Victoria Derby worth $1 million in prize money and
who is the leader as they work towards the 1,000-metre mark? It's Prattler, a half a length in front. Adventurous sliding up into second spot now. A length and a half away, Prince Miasma. Now 2 lengths further back to Alpha, who's between Dual Dilemma and Magic of Sydney. Then Portland Player into Gaze. Mustang Ranch was next the inside. Followed out wide by Kim Commander. Anthems was next. And back to second last now, Tom Bowler. Ebony Grove last, but about 8 lengths off the lead. They start to pack up. 800 metres to go on the Amy Victoria Derby, and Prattler narrowly in front. It's Prattler about a half a length clear as they run up towards the home turn. Getting it through on the inside, Magic of Sydney. Adventurous is tackling Prattler. Wider out was Dual Dilemma, Prince Miasma. Behind those was Alpha. Portland Player running on. Anthem's taken out wide, and then came into Gaze as they turn into the straight now. Prattler being joined now by Adventurous at the 400. It's Prattler and Adventurous. Mustang Ranch getting through, and now Alpha joining in, and so is Portland Player, and so is Ebony Grove. Alpha looming up after Prattler. Portland Player coming at them with Ebony Grove. Portland Player got the lead. Ebony Grove coming at him. It's Portland Player, Ebony Grove and Alpha fighting back. Portland Player in front. Alpha coming back at him. Portland Player in front for Greg Hall, and Portland Player has won the Derby. Portland Player first from Alpha and Ebony Grove.
Side Magic of Sydney, and Alpha is coming with his run down the outside. Portland Player is closing, and Ebony Grove from last. 250 to go. It's Prattler in front. Portland Player and Alpha are pegging him back now from Ebony Grove, who's coming quickly on the outside. Ebony Grove, Portland Player and Alpha from Prattler the rails. It's Portland Player, Alpha and Ebony Grove now. Portland Player, Alpha, Ebony Grove, Portland Player. Portland Player won it by a neck.
After the 800-metre crossing, you seem to have a nice...
It's a great ride. Did you go in confident that you might be able to knock off the likes of Alpha and Ebony Grove?
Very much so, very much so. I didn't think there was much between all the colts all year, and I just knew this...
With the winning rider, Greg Hall.
Look at Alpha, who's in the orange colours, the second
where he
widest.
comes out
there he
there.
goes, yep.
With the, something definitely happened to him there, and it fired the horse up, and I think you'll find that's most probably cost that horse the Derby. A similar thing happened.
Portland Player, royally bred, started 10-1. Ebony...
Full credit to the winning team. A great team effort it was too, but if they were running again tomorrow, I would want to be on Alpha. I think Alpha was very, very unlucky. Got a check early, pulled Rodney.
1200. As we saw earlier, it would appear without question that the outside of the track is quicker. So I think you'll... And Richard Friedman, and of course...
Gold Ace, $3.90 is the favourite for the Group 1 Salinger. Royal Discard, 21. Cut Up Rough at $9.10. 71 in Costa del Lago, $5.40. Masked Party at $15.30. Number 8, Seeker at $15. 9, Raleen at $39. Lion Hunter, $4.80. Kingston Handstand Rail. We're over on the flat side. It's Rubidium and then Costa Delago. Running down with 500 to go. Kingston calling in front from Seeker. Lion Hunter, Mass Party hard up against the outside rail from Gold Ace. Royal Discard running on. And then Cut Up Rough, Carptingly, Del Sol dropping out. Prince Marauding, Waver Tree and Raleen. Down towards a 250 and Seeker hit the lead from Mass Party. Gold Ace is spearing in between them though. On the flat side and Costa Delago for the grandstand have it. Gold Ace hit the lead and he is drawn away and he is going to win. He's running away, Gold Ace. Gold Ace wins about 2.5 to Seeker second, Mass Party third. Then Kingston calling, Waver Tree running on.
The grandstand side now, and it's Mass Party going up to Kingston calling. Running on fairly well as Seeker from Lion Hunter, Royal Discard and Cut Up Rough. Gold Ace is threading through the field with a challenge now. They're inside the 200 and Gold Ace has raced to Mass Party, followed by Seeker and then Kingston calling. But it's Gold Ace on the grandstand side. He's raced a couple clear and Gold Ace is coming clear. Gold Ace wins it by more than 2 lengths. Seeker.
And that's the... And Dan, I'd hate to have my breakfast tied to their tails because I've ran 1:7.5, which is a track record. A track record, so it just shows you. But here they are.
Time. That's the straight. I'd have to say in that performance to carry that weight, he's the equal of Scalacci, that was. He's a great sprinter. Great sprinter. Gee, that is a big rap. I didn't think... He's a great sprinter. Great sprinter. Gee, that is a big rap. I didn't think I'd hear you say that. To carry 57 and break the course record down the straight here, it's an outstanding performance. He's a magnificent sprinter.
A course record win to Gold Ace, his third win at the highest level, and a first Salinger victory for Lee Friedman.
Helping him too.
Is there a doubt about Saintly at 3,200 metres?
He's trained by Bart Cummings. That removes any doubt in my mind.
No doubt at all. He'll run the 3,200. He'll run it in the Metropolitan. He's a great chance.
I suppose it's interesting. The Metropolitan was the furthest...
What impressed me about the horse is that he's in the Melbourne Cup with 55.5 and he's drawn a beautiful gate. Now that's going to help him a lot. I can envisage him racing pretty similarly to when Superimpose ran second in the Melbourne Cup that year. Obviously not a 2-miler, but he'll get the very good run.
Barrier 3 Cup.
Lee.
I'll give 4 tips. I'm tipping Doremus to beat Saintly and co-selection third, Oscar Schindler, Arctic Scent.
Going Doremus 1, Saintly 2, like them both, and third, Lee's other one, Count Chivas.
Nothing like a Dane from Doremus and then Saintly.
OK, panel, thanks for being with us.
Of course, overnight was that Lloyd Williams has backed Doremus to win $1 million at the quarter of the card yesterday. Tim Gossage is in the betting.
But as I said, they've come for Oscar Schindler in a big way. The best back runner here today, without question, is Senator. Well into single figures now. Doremus, Saintly, Nothing Like a Dane are all bracketed. But is it...
Local chances, number 5, Saintly, trained by the master, J.B. Cummings.
Circles of Gold. Estadard around yet about 2 lengths away than the Senator. They were followed by the Phantom Chance. Further back than to Arctic Scent. My Kiwi Gold going up around the midfield from Oscar Schindler. He's on the outside of Arctic Scent and Skybow and then Doremus, Sapio, Cheviot and Boart still last of all. 800 metres to go in the Foster's Melbourne Cup and it's Great Shot now being pressured by Few Are Chosen. Super Sluder third, a length away, Nothing Like a Dane, followed by Court of Honour. Centergo next and Saintly's on the inside, followed by Estadard as they turn for home. Now Saintly taken to the outside and is starting to work into it. It's Great Shot being tackled by Nothing Like a Dane. Nothing Like a Dane took the lead. Here is Saintly. Saintly's coming after him. Count Chivas working into the race. Then Super Slew, followed by Senator running on. Oscar Schindler struggling. Saintly hit the lead in the Melbourne Cup. He drew a length in front of Nothing Like a Dane. Count Chivas. Skybow running on. Saintly in front for Darren Beedman. Bart Cummings has got his 10th Melbourne Cup. Saintly's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beedman and Bart Cummings. Saintly first. Second placing goes to Count Chivas, a great run. Skybow third, then Senator, Doremus, Nothing Like a Dane. Cheviot next from Arctic.
The ball coming around the home turn and Nothing Like a Dane gets out, goes to Great Shot. Then Few Are Chosen, Saintly wider out, coming home well. Then for the back centre go, it's Saintly ranging up to Nothing Like a Dane. Saintly has reached Nothing Like a Dane. Great Shot struggling, then Count Chivas. A long gap in the field for the back, Skybow. No Oscar today. Saintly in front at the 150. Bart Cummings might have his 10 Melbourne Cups. Saintly's gone 2 lengths, Count Chivas. Then on the inside is Senator from Skybow, but Saintly wins the Melbourne Cup. Saintly scores a length and a half. Count Chivas, I think Skybow may have grabbed third. Senator.
Saintly to the outside, and then came Count Chivas, and further back in the field is Centergo. Oscar Schindler out very wide, Nothing Like a Dane and Saintly at the 300. They reached the lead together from Count Chivas, and then came Grey Shot and Skybow well back. It's Saintly at the 200. 400. Saintly dashing 2 lengths in front. Cummings and Beedman. Cummings going for 10, and he's got it. Saintly well clear of Count Chivas, Nothing Like a Dane, and Skybow, but Saintly wins it easily.
History at Flemington, an amazing...
What a beautiful ride. He just had him tucked away. I said before the race, there's the great man there on screen, Bart Cummings. 10 Melbourne, tucked him way on the fence. I noticed at about the 1800 you said he's back running sixth on the fence. Wasn't spending an ounce of energy any part of the race.
Darren Melbourne Cup, and Bart Cummings is 10th, and the numbers.
But this horse is a super horse now.
He's pretty good. He stays well. He's a good one on the quarter. Let's go for the Japan Cup next.
Did you have it to train this horse for 2 miles after it won the Cox Plate 2 weeks ago? And there it is, the famous star jump. He practiced it.
Flemington, an amazing 10 Melbourne Cups for Bart Cummings, whose winning run began in 1965.
All were tough. The race is getting harder every year, I reckon, but this was turned out pretty easy. I love training him.
On November 24th. And the 2 dominant trainers of modern Cup history Quinella-ing the event. Saintly unbeaten in his 3 starts at Flemington, starting at 8-1. Count Chivas 33s and Skybow at 50s. And the
Saintly became only the 3rd horse, following Phar Lap in 1930 and Rising Fast in 1954, to win the Cox Plate Melbourne Cup double.
Crown Casino boss Lloyd Williams, who stood to lose $130,000 on Doremus, cut his losses with a Saintly bet.
I backed him to win 100,000.
Steve, 7-9.
Aptly called the Bradman of racing. There's no doubt about it. When it comes to racehorses, Bart is a freak.
Jim, did you actually joined Phar Lap and a small band of those who had won the Melbourne Cup after winning the Cox Plate, but he became only the first horse to win the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup without a race between. So we're talking about a great racehorse, an outstanding trainer, and throw the jockey into...
Skybow finishes very tenaciously there in the pink cap, goes to the line well. Certainly he was the lightweight run of the race, but apart from perhaps Doremus, there were no hard luck stories.
It's a terrific sprint field, isn't it? With Mahogany at $9.80, Poetic King $3.20, Sequalo 18, Smith Page, Rye Hero, Saker, Ruffles, Brackenbank, Regal Centre, Armadale, Spartacus. Real quality field of sprinters under weight for age conditions. Due at 5.
Gates crashed back and they're off and racing now. And a couple of them are going to go spearing straight to the outside rail. Armadale and Brackenbank, the bulk of the field wide. Down the grandstand side, Armadale in front of Brackenbank. They've got about 700 metres left to travel. Spartacus is the leader. From Seeker in 2nd spot. Over on the inside, Ruffles, and then came Sequalo, Ravada, then Regal Centre, Mahogany, further back then to Sword, Poetic King, you remember, and Rye Hero down the grandstand side, Armadale a length and a half in front of Brackenbank. They're inside the 400. A host of chances, Mahogany looking for a run. He's moved into the race, wider out on the track, Poetic King. Regal Centre was there as well, and then Spartacus, Mahogany hit the lead. Poetic King is coming at him. Mahogany in front, the lead Friedman train fair, have it between them. It's Mahogany a length in front. Poetic King wearing him down now. Mahogany and Poetic King. Mahogany! What a training performance. Mahogany has beaten Poetic King. 3 away Ruffle well, and then Spartacus. Mahogany hit the lead. Poetic King is coming at him. Mahogany in front, the lead Friedman train fair, have it between them. It's Mahogany a length in front. Poetic King wearing him down now. Mahogany and Poetic King. Mahogany! What a training performance. Mahogany has beaten Poetic King. 3 away Ruffles in front of Rye Hero for 3rd, and then Spartacus. And Mahogany, former horse of the year, seems to be the forgotten horse, and he's won the Linlithgow. That's a super training performance. I know.
Satisfaction, I think, from that win. This is one of my most satisfying wins in the last couple of years. I mean, to get him back and win at this level is just superb. He's had his knockers, this horse, hasn't he? No, he's a great sprinter. You keep him fresh, he's a great sprinter, you know. And I was always confident in the run, you know, that he'd win. What happened on that trip up to Sydney? I think if you keep him fresh now, he's old. He's a great horse. What now? We might have had a false start there, but Greg Hall, you can see how delighted he is here, leading the horse.
And he got out to the good odds of 7-1 Mahogany in beating the stablemate Poetic King with Ruffles in 3rd.
For racing, we've got the Australia Day Stakes, or the Australia Stakes at Moonee Valley today, and Mahogany going for his 8th Group 1.
Are you tipping him?
Yes, I am. I think he'll win.
Max, I needn't ask you. We used to call you Mahogany, Max. No doubt you're tipping him today.
No, actually, Bruce Mahogany was my favourite when he was a younger horse. I think he's a bit difficult to catch today. I think Flavour will beat him.
OK, Flat shows that Mahogany is the favourite, but he has been an easing favourite. He's doubled his early quote, 6-4 out to 5-2. We see that in the market, as we mentioned then, Spartacus. Spartacus is just over the each-way quotation.
Sequalo, 2.5 further back, running fifth is Mahogany. Then Flavour inside him from Del Sol, 3 out, 2 lengths to Captain Lee, and Star Dancer appeared to dip slightly there last of 6.50 out now, and the leader Spartacus, 3/4 Apple Danish, Regal Centre third around Sequalo. Here's Mahogany putting in his run. He's about 3 lengths off them, about to come to the outside now by Dittman. 1.5 lengths Flavour trying to get away from the fence from Captain Lee. Spartacus in front with Mahogany ranging up quickly on the outside. Apple Danish has gone from Captain Lee. The other struggling further back, Flavour. On the turn, Spartacus ahead in front, but Mahogany races to him now. Mahogany ranges to Spartacus inside the 200. They're clear of Captain Lee. Mahogany's got his head in front. Spartacus coming again. Spartacus fights back, gets his neck in front of Mahogany. Spartacus in front. Great performance. Spartacus wins a neck to Mahogany. 3 away, third Captain Lee. Flavour out late to run fourth. Further back in the...
Here, Mahogany sent out the easing favourite.
Spartacus in front. Mahogany about to challenge him, and Captain Lee is breathing down Mahogany's neck. Spartacus and Mahogany turn together. Mahogany and Spartacus locked together, well clear now of Captain Lee and then Flavour. It's Spartacus fighting back. He's got his head in front again of Mahogany. Spartacus, a mighty win that. Wins it a long neck, Mahogany.
3-year-old Spartacus smashed the record, unbeaten in 3 Moonee Valley starts now, winning the CS Hayes, Moir and Australia Stakes. And
going just straight off. Taking a course record-breaking run to beat us.
Sparta 2, the Lightning Stakes in 3 weeks, the next goal.
His race, during which time he became a very sick horse in Japan. But Cox Plate and Melbourne Cup winner Saintly is entitled to be a short price favourite for tomorrow's CF4 Stakes at Caulfield, according to the...
Capling and Star Dancer's close handy, a gap of about 3 lengths Rubidium. Saintly is third last on settling down, being followed by Rubidium, 1.5 lengths further back as Doremus as they come down the side, and Locked Ray has dropped out to last. Coming up towards the 700-metre marker, and it's Cut Up Rough moving up on the outside to take the lead from Regal Centre. Close in behind them, Flavour, 1 length further back as Capling, followed by Star Dancer, 1.5 lengths. Saintly on the inside of Rubidium. Locked Ray is second last, and Doremus is last of all as they commence the run around the home turn. Cut Up Rough is the leader. He's being tackled by Flavour on the outside. Regal Centre still there on the rails as they head for home. Star Dancer is next, followed by Capling. And Saintly's a fair way back, giving these leaders a tidy start as they run to the 200. Regal Centre over on the inside. Cut Up Rough and Flavour. They're clear from Capling, followed by Star Dancer. And here comes Saintly down the outside. He's unwinding a big run. It's Cut Up Rough just the leader on the outside. Saintly, look at him come, the champion. He hits the front. Saintly, a big effort. Races home to a great win in the CF4. Saintly first, Cut Up Rough second, Star Dancer third, followed by Regal Centre and Flavour.
He's moving up 3 wide, 1.5 Captain Lee, Star Dancer. Saintly is in an awkward place with Rubidium outside him coming to the turn. Lockray takes off, Doremus last. At the bend, Cut Up Rough the middle, Flavour the outside, Regal Centre turn in front of Captain Lee. And then came Star Dancer and 2 or 3 lengths further back. Saintly spotting the leaders, 5, 2.50 out. Regal Centre fights back on the inside again, puts his nose in front of Cut Up Rough. Flavour on the outside, then came Star Dancer. Saintly is lengthening, and in the last little bit, he's storming over the top of them. The mighty horse from heaven. Saintly has got up to win it from Cut Up Rough.
What an
Champ had plenty in reserve and stormed home.
And then Saintly laid down the outside of the eject to put up a huge performance from there. It's Cut Up Rough, and on the outside Flavour, and look at him come now. Saintly lifting, mighty performance, Saintly.
A great win to the
lead they'd come to see today.
What a warm-up for his tilt at back-to-back Australian Cups. Jockey Darren Beedman leapt for joy, and trainer Bart Cummings couldn't have been happier.
He wins whatever you train him for, so not many horses, you can say, can win under those conditions. Got it. He certainly flew, and he's a real champion, this horse.
It was a comeback.
It was the run of a champion, turning certain defeat into victory. A collective sigh of relief swept Caulfield. Caulfield, the great horse, was back, and Darren Beedman couldn't hide his delight. Saintly's put in some huge performances, but this one impressed deeply.
This one was exceptionally good because he beat a sprint field and gave him a second start from about 200 metres out and beat him home, so that takes some doing. You've got to be a champion to do that.
How did you feel?
Yes, Saintly, just what the autumn needed, scoring at even money. Favourite into the St George in a fortnight. And
in winning the All Stakes, Saintly emulated the performances of Attila, Letzelo and Jean, who all won the Melbourne Cup before returning to score brilliant first-up victories at 1400 metres.
The Australian Guineas is on again at Flemington tomorrow. It's being billed as a two-horse race between Octagonal's baby brother, Muawad, and unbeaten New Zealander O'Reilly. And while
the Group 1 Australian Guineas from Flemington, maybe prices about $5.50 on the Super Tab. O'Reilly from New Zealand has had 4 starts for 4 wins, and there's plenty of key. Octagonal's young brother, he's raced 5 times for 4 wins. Today is his big chance for a Group 1 success between $2.20 and $2.10.
800-metre marker. Further back then is King Ivory, and last of all is Silver Glade, nearing the home turner with 700 metres left to travel. Moorwatt held together by length on Regal Centre. Tarn Purlane around the outside of O'Reilly, a length and a half further back. Portland Player followed by King Ivor. Silver Glade is last as they straighten up with about 500 metres left to go on the Cadbury Guineas, and Moorwatt is the leader. Coming down the outside, Tarn Purlane, and now O'Reilly's in the clear and running on strongly as they come to the 300. Moorwatt is the leader, being tackled by O'Reilly, who's trying to get to him, but Moorwatt is nicely clear, coming to the 250, a length and a half to O'Reilly. Tarn Purlane is back behind them, Portland Player, but Moorwatt has increased his break. He's gone further ahead, Moorwatt. O'Reilly in second place, followed by Tarn Purlane, but it's all Moorwatt. He's much too good and is going to bolt him with the Cadbury Guineas. Moorwatt came away for a brilliant win, won by a length and a half, O'Reilly. Tarn Purlane is third, followed by King Ivor, Portland Player.
He's out 3 wide now. O'Reilly getting up behind the leader into the straight. There's a gap there, and he's got out O'Reilly O'Sullivan now at the 400. Moorwatt in front, O'Reilly challenging. Tarn Purlane wider out, and then King Ivor. Moorwatt at the 300 getting off the rails, but he's 2 lengths to O'Reilly, and then Tarn Purlane. King Ivor is struggling. 150 to go. Moorwatt's gapped them. He's raced 2.5, 3 in front now from O'Reilly and Tarn Purlane, and it's Moorwatt. He's too good and all the way. Moorwatt wins the Guineas by over 2 lengths, O'Reilly.
Younger brother. I thought she was a great little champion for 3-year-olds at the time. Terce come along, he was the best 2-year-old of his year. He was the highest weighted 2-year-old ever. This horse is more brilliant than him. He's more adaptable, you know, and you haven't seen the best of this horse yet, I promise you.
We've had the Big O, now welcome the Big M. A win that meant plenty for trainer Clary Connors. He's openly stated this is the best horse he's trained. So where to next is the question for Moorwatt. Options include...
The Big O's brother, is he the Big M, Moorwatt?
Yeah, I think he is. He is the Big M, and he's really is an excitement machine. Bruce, Clary Connors was moved to tears at Flemington yesterday.
Walker, and
but I think Mahogany's got the wood on him, Bruce.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Mahogany loves Flemington. He's won his past 2 starts there. They were the Lightning this time last year, and the Linlithgow in the spring. He's won 2 of 3. He's won 2 of 3 runs at 1,000 metres, which is unbelievable.
You haven't picked him a place, Max. Mahogany.
He's like Keith. He's a light of yesteryear.
Go for the Lightning Stakes. Hutchie, your thought in a word? Who would you like to ride?
I think I'll go with Mark 2. Mahogany might just
prevail on the outside.
On the inside from Sequalo, Spartacus moving up on the outside. Just behind the leading 3 is Mr. Satisfaction on the rail, and Mahogany is posied up just behind it. Can Grande is next following Spartacus, and then Cambridge Galaxy. Mox Rocket is settling well back in the field, and then Clang on the inside of Blazing Reality. Racing to the 400, Armadale on the rails just in front. Spartacus 3 out, coming at up Sequalo in the centre. Then came Mahogany looking for an out. He's had to ease over Sequalo's heels. Can Grande on his outside might pocket him here. He's in trouble there, Mahogany. At the 200-metre mark, Spartacus hits the front. Can Grande's coming at him on the outside. Mahogany without a lot of room is trying to squeeze through. He's got through Mahogany. He pounced on the lead from Can Grande and Spartacus, and Mahogany, despite difficulties, draws away to win a length and a half from Can Grande and Spartacus third. Then Moss Rocket, who came from near the back of the field to grab fourth from Clang. Blazing Reality racing to the 400. Armadale on the rails just in front. Spartacus 3 out, coming at up Sequalo in the centre. Then came Mahogany looking for an out. He's had to ease over Sequalo's heels. Can Grande on his outside might pocket him here. He's in trouble there, Mahogany. At the 200-metre mark, Spartacus hits the front. Can Grande's coming at him on the outside. Mahogany without a lot of room is trying to squeeze through. He's got through Mahogany. He pounced on the lead from Can Grande and Spartacus, and Mahogany, despite difficulties, draws away to win a length and a half from Can Grande and Spartacus third. Then Moss Rocket, who came from near the back of the field to grab fourth from Galaxy.
Oh, he's a true champ, isn't he? This is Mahogany. We're looking at the moment. G Hall, another winner, and I tell you what, there was a real... G Hall just never gave up at any stage, and this horse just bullocked his way through. There's not a lot of him. He's a champion, this little fellow Mahogany, and
For luck, and you know, he did that, and I thought he probably should have won by further because he nearly got knocked over at the 300 metre mark by Can Grande, but just shows you what a champion he is.
Very warm applause from the crowd on the fence here for a horse that's won 2 derbies and 2 Lightning Stakes.
There's not many horses that win 2 Group 1s at the age of 2 and they're still winning them at the age of 6.
No, you haven't picked him a place, Max. Mahogany.
He's like Keith. He's a light of yesteryear.
How you going, Max?
I'm going all right. See, I am again...
Good morning, John Hawkes.
Good morning, Bruce. I am again the victim of the Melbourne Mafia here.
In fact, the Chipping Norton is the only Group 1 race run at Warwick Farm. There's only a small field of 5, but what it lacks in quantity, it sure makes up for in quality. Number 1, Juggler, the favourite, is at $1.90. Number short for him. Our old mate Octagonal, and I bet Simon O'Donnell's watching in Melbourne, is at $4.70. Bookmakers have got him a little bit longer. Number 4, Falonte, runner-up at this Cox Plate, and I think he'll beat Juggler today. He's showing $2 to ride down there today, but Shane Dye is no stranger to Octagonal, having won the Cox Plate on him in the spring of 1995.
Hot and depressive day at Warwick Farm. Starters ready now for the Chipping Norton Stakes. They're off and running. Octagonal might have been a shade slow. Circles of Gull bounced out in front over Dew. Hasn't done herself much good today. She's pulled very hard early, and Octagonal is now tacking on at the tail. Past the 800 mark for Lonte, about a neck on Dupain. A length to Juggler, who's racing one off the fence. Dye makes a quick move on Octagonal. Glenn Boss on Juggler. Tried to go with him, but Octagonal showed an amazing turn of speed past the 600. He's exploded around the outside to go to the front as they come to the turn. Daring tactics by Shane Dye. Will they pay off? He's got Octagonal in full flight on the corner, led by a length and a half to Juggler, who's moving to second. Falonte third, flat to the boards, and the other two are beaten off. Octagonal first into the straight. He's got a 2-length break on Juggler. Boss goes for the whip on Juggler, who's coming out after Rocky. Octagonal's in front, 100 out. Juggler is trying desperately to pick him up, but bold tactics by Shane Dye are going to pay off, and he pinches the Chipping Norton. Octagonal beat Juggler. I think Dupan will just get third in front of Falonte, and last of the 5 Circles are much good today. She's pulled very hard early, and Octagonal is now tacking on at the tail. Past the 800 mark for Lonte, about a neck on Dupain. A length to Juggler, who's racing one off the fence. Dye makes a quick move on Octagonal. Glenn Boss on Juggler. Tried to go with him, but Octagonal showed an amazing turn of speed past the 600. He's exploded around the outside to go to the front as they come to the turn. Daring tactics by Shane Dye. Will they pay off? He's got Octagonal in full flight on the corner, led by a length and a half to Juggler, who's moving to second. Falonte third, flat to the boards, and the other two are beaten off. Octagonal first into the straight. He's got a 2-length break on Juggler. Boss goes for the whip on Juggler, who's coming out after Rocky. Octagonal's in front, 100 out. Juggler is trying desperately to pick him up, but bold tactics by Shane Dye are going to pay off, and he pinches the Chipping Norton. Octagonal beat Juggler. I think Dupan will just get third in front of Falonte, and last of the 5.
Well, daring tactics by Shane Dye on Octagonal, and you'll hear the reception in Brisbane that this horse gets as he comes back to scale, returning a Group 1 winner today. Octagonal, Australia's favourite horse, too good for Falonte and Juggler. Octagonal, if you back him, $4.70 for the win and $2.20 for the place. That's his 8th Group 1 win, and there'll sure be a fabulous reception for him.
Listen to this. I mean, we're at Warwick Farm. We're not at Moonee Valley, and it's the Chipping Norton Stakes. It's not the WS Cox Plate, and yet the reception here is similar.
Your most famous horse produced one of his most famous victories. I bet you were feeling at one stage, I wish I was in Sydney at Warwick Farm.
I certainly was, Bruce. I mean, he's just a sensational racehorse, and actually I was down the trainer's bar watching it with John Sadler, and I can assure you there was a bit of a tear in the eye, and the tingles are running down my spine.
How
he left up to Shane and how the
Max Gay Waterhouse today in the paper saying it's Shane's greatest ride ever. I mean, he rides for her a lot. I mean, how did you read it?
Yes, I'd say it was a great ride, great horse, and one of those times that you're really proud to be at a race course to see such a happening.
Well, as John would appreciate, guys, the response at Caulfield around the TV monitors was unbelievable. People cheered when Octagonal ran. He ran his last sectional in times that no one could believe, and Shane Dye was...
Races, he's won $4 million, Cox Plate. I reckon at the end of the day, they're going to remember this race, the Chipping Norton, more than any other.
The second horse, Juggler, run very, very well because he's run the same time, broke 33 seconds for the last 600 metres, so you can't take anything away from him.
Look, what a sensational race. He is a people's horse. We've spoken about Saintly being a people's horse. Look at the crowd there yesterday. At Caulfield, where I was yesterday, I was a long way away from it, but fair dinkum, you felt as if you were there. The people were just absolutely enthralled by what this horse did, and particularly what Shane did. Was just such a gutsy ride, and there's happy people everywhere. I'm sure, was that Gay just congratulating you?
Yeah, she was. She congratulated me.
Shane,
Congratulated me.
Shane, 32.81 was an unheard of sectional. Did he feel to be going that fast?
Well, when I went, I really went for him. I didn't want to stop and give the rest a chance to pick me up, because if I thought I'd make it into a hard 800 metres, he would win.
And that certainly take
everyone. The career of Australia's premier racehorse, Saintly, may be over. The Melbourne Cup winner has broken down, and the best scenario is he'll be sidelined for at least 12 months.
97 Canterbury Guineas here this year, and I understand in the future to be run at the STC's premier track at Rose Hill near Parramatta. And it's 1800. Right, number 1, Great Command, the Kiwi Derby winner, is into $3.20. He's a hot favourite. Number 2, Intergaze at $5.50. Number 3, Ebony Grove at $5.50. At $10 exactly. Might and Power is at $21.
Is bobbing around away Baboo's Boy around the top turn, and with 700 to go, Might and Power the leader, West Point second, third Kiwi and third Kiwi Hero. King Ivor's been 3 deep from the outset. Intergaze getting a lovely run, followed by Flak Jacket. Great Command will want a bit of luck. He's bailed up on the fence. He's a Dane in a spot of bother, followed by Ebony Grove, who'll be carted deep on the turn and sweeping right around the outside. Baboo's Boy as they turn the corner. 400 out, Might and Power the leader. West Point goes to him pretty easily on the outside. Intergaze is after them now, and Great Command into the clear, taking a while to get going. At the 200, Might and Power fighting back. West Point's gone. Intergaze has grabbed Might and Power. They're clear of Great Command, but Intergaze shot clear 100 metres out. Craig Carmody goes for home, and Intergaze for the Canterbury Guineas. Intergaze beat Might and Power. Gallant in defeat. Third's close, Great Command and West Point, and then California, he's a Dane, followed by Flak Jacket, Star Kiwi Hero, King Ivor, and Baboo's Boy last in the Tui's Canterbury Guineas for 1997.
Number 2, Intergaze. Number 2, Intergaze, though, if you've backed him 570 and 220, I'll just take the number for Might and Power. Number 10 will pay $4.80, and if the favourite has got third
today. Good win, Intergaze, wasn't it?
Well, Intergaze is a very good 3-year-old, and certainly I think he can get better than he was yesterday. Second start after a spell, little bit fizzy in the enclosure before the horses anyway.
Well, he's had a run, wasn't it? Might and
yes,
Power.
well, he's graduating from midweek company. He's a good, tough horse, a genuine horse, but he was certainly more seasoned than his rivals yesterday.
Champion racehorse Octagonal will make his final appearance in Melbourne on Monday when he takes on Juggler in the $1.2 million Australian Cup.
Keith, you're going with the Big O. Max, it's his last run in Melbourne.
This is a reversal of form. I thought Keith said that...
A horse like that, well, I said, I've never trained a horse like that. I don't think I ever will, even though we might have a lot of good horses, and maybe in the future he's just something special. That they're sort of horses that come along every 20 or 30 years. And
quickly, it's 9-2 to Remus, 33 Vienna Cross, 2-1 Juggler, 40-1 Magnet Bay, 7-1 Istedad, 14 Perfect Bound, Octagonal a touch better than 11-4, 7-1 Nothing Like a Dane, 100.
They're racing. Great start too. And Royal Lion, one of the first to jump out, with Gull City beginning well as to down and Juggler. And Nothing Like a Dane hunted up along the inside to take up. It was Nothing Like a Dane on the inside of Perfect Bound, being followed closely by Royal Lion. 2 lengths away, Juggler on the outside of Gull City, a length and a half further back, Leander Cross, and Doremus is starting to make ground. And a length and a half, Octagonal still back at the tail of the field as they go past the 800-metre mark and come up towards the home turn, where the leader Magnet Bay is challenged by Istedad for the front running, and just in behind the Perfect Bound, getting a beautiful run on the inside, Nothing Like a Dane, followed by Royal Lion. Deeper on the track is Juggler as they come around the home turn, and they're followed after a gap in the field by Gull City, and further back then Leander Cross, followed by Octagonal, who's working his way to the picture, and Doremus is last of all, 400 metres out in the cup now. Istedad takes the lead, Juggler down the outside, Octagonal is joining in with a good run, and they're followed by Magnet Bay, and further back Gull City getting up along the inside. Juggler's taken a slightly, Istedad, Gull City finishing very fast, Octagonal deeper on the track, it's Juggler just in front with 100 metres left to go. Gull City along the inside, finishing very fast. Octagonal diving at the near, so great numbers, they hit the line. Oh, very tight Octagonal. Gull City just ahead of Juggler and Istedad, and a terrific finish in the Australian Cup, followed by Nothing Like a Day, Magnet Bay behind.
Gold City further back to Remus, then came Viander, Cross and Die, and Octagonal still last. Around the turn in the Australian Cup, they straighten up, and Istedad has gone to the lead. Thompson sooled him to the front. Istedad, he's gone for home. A length and a half, perfect bound. Here's Juggler putting in his run, and here comes the Big O down the centre of the track with a great run. It's Juggler and Octagonal racing up at the 300-metre mark to grab Istedad. Juggler's put his head in front. Octagonal, Istedad, followed by Gold City. It's Juggler a neck in front. Octagonal trying to lift. Gold City back on the fence. Octagonal, Juggler and Gold City down to the line. Octagonal, he's got there outside.
Juggler gets to Istedad at the 300. Octagonal in turners chiming in, and Gold City gets up on the inside. Juggler, Istedad, Octagonal the outside, and Gold City along the rail. Juggler just in front. Gold City pegging it back with the Big O coming at them. It's Gold City, the Big O, the outside, they hit it. Oh, gee.
Straining with.
Over on the inside's Gold City, and down the outside comes Octagonal, and you watch the big fellow put in. He'll get the money. It's Octagonal with Die pushing him, and there's no doubt about him. He gets Gold City. First will be Juggler, second national fourth in the blue colours. But there's only one Octagonal. The crowd will yell themselves hoarse as Shane Die brings him back to scale, completing it. They said once a lead Juggler back to scale. There's Shane Die. They used to boo him in Melbourne, but I can assure you they're cheering him today, and well they might.
Yeah, it's pretty spine-tingling, Simon. You know, I mean, he's been something special to me over, a long period of time. And I suppose, going out from Victoria on a, race like that today, I mean, words fail me, really. I mean, what do I have to say? He just...
Octagonal, as John told you, has now won 9 Group 1 races, and amazingly, he's won them on 7 different tracks.
He won me get beat at the furlong, and at the 100 I thought I was going to win because I could just feel him. When I started to dig my knees right into him, he found that extra neck. Only champions can do it, and he certainly did it today.
It's great to see it.
Who might have backed De Remus, like myself, the news is bad there. De Remus bled, and of course jockey Greg Hall walked back.
He's an amazing horse, isn't he? He only does enough to win, but fantastic horse. He's definitely the best I've ever ridden.
Octagonal gained a narrow verdict. A victory that evoked scenes rarely seen outside of Melbourne Cup time. They stood and cheered, farewelling a horse who's thrilled us at the top level at 2, 3 and 4 years. An emotional... And Octagonal will finish his racing career in Sydney in the autumn. He started at 13-4 today.
Has never before declared that one of his mounts was a champion, but he said it this time, Shane Die, didn't you?
He's a great horse. He was never going to win this race, and he was gone, and he never hit a brick wall. Most horses do. He kept going, and it was a fantastic win.
Well, you're about half a length off them here. The mare, the New Zealand mare, scooted along the rail there, Gold City, and she put her head in front.
John, that was our commentary position on Saturday. Just they went past the clock tower. He was never going to win there. He was never going to win at the 50. Gold City still in front. Last 2 strides was where the race was decided. It was just a super race.
See, what you've got to remember also is horses were leading this day on Monday, and it was a front runner's track, and he come from last, so effort than people realise.
He's a fighter. He's a fighter, and that's why everybody loves him. He just never gives in. It's a bit... Hey, Simon, the Rosehill Guineas, you an Intergaze fan?
Yeah, I'm an Intergaze fan. Look, for those that want a bit of value, something to beat it, I really like the way Might and Power look, number 3. Out of
for $1 investment, that's if he wins. $6 second favourite Ebony Grove. $12 Might and Power. New South Wales dividends now, of course. $13 tonne per lane. The Melbourne horse connections hope.
Dowd joined quickly towards the lead. They've gone at a furious pace the first 200 metres. Random and Might and Power. Le Grand Moose joining them 3 deep, and his riders on and take up the running as they swing to the back. Ebony Grove run off his feet early, followed by Tarn Per Lane and Grandmaster last to the back, and I don't think I've ever seen a Guineas here run at a more furious pace. It's Might and Power going to a narrow lead over Random. And Le Grand Moose is relegated to 3rd. Now he got checked there, Le Grand Moose. It's been a sensational Guineas. He's at... By gee, this is put on for the back markers at the 1,000 mark. They've steadied off just a little now. Might and Power by a length and a half to Random. Le Grand Moose might have broken down. He's fallen back through the field, and he caused interference to a couple of others. He's broken down Le Grand Moose. A sensational Guineas. Past the 800, Might and Power, the leader. Star Covet, the first to go after him. Random is 3rd, followed by He's a Dane. West Point, Ebony Grove Grove pinching ground on the fence, and then Into Gaze tacking onto the main bunch. A gap to Grandmaster, followed by California, and Tan Per Lane as last as they come around the corner. Might and Power and Star Cover to the two leaders, clear of Random. Ebony Grove came out suddenly. He's a Dane, all but fell. He was badly interfered with, and Into Gaze is chiming in on the outside. Look at him sprint. Into Gaze has raced to the lead at the 200 mark over Star Cover. Ebony Grove is whacking away, and then Tan Per Lane from a long way back, but Into Gaze well clear with 100 to go. The Victorian Tan Per Lane is charging home. Into Gaze is feeling the pinch. Tan Per Lane on the outside lunged and got him. Tan Per Lane has come from last and got up on the line to beat Into Gaze, with Ebony Grove third, followed by Star Cup.
And Octagonal, the Big O in the $1 Million Mercedes Classic.
Yeah, tremendous go. Cerise colours, and we'll be back shortly. One starting at the top, Istadad is showing at $6.90 or close enough to $7. One chance, 81 for Campaign Warrior. Octagonal, he's into the red, $1.90. That number 7 Arcadia is at $13. Number 8 Circles of Gold is out to $31. Number 9 Nothing Like a Dane is out of point to $7.
I'll be watching the Big O. Off and running in the Mercedes Classic. Came away in a nice even line. Some of the outside brigade are going to lead, I think. Circles of Gold and Flak Jacket are away quickly. Arcady began well. Octagonal's one of the leaders, with Campaign Warrior and Istadad going forward, followed by Arcady. Octagonal is awkwardly placed at the moment, cluttered up on the inside of He's Back on Track and Ebony Grove. Nothing Like a Dane on the outside of Arctic Scent, and back at the tail is Sky Bow. They're on the top turn at the 900 mark. Circles of Gold joined by Magnet Bay. Now they're putting on some speed. In third place, Istadad, who's had a dream run, followed by Flak Jacket. Then the Bandette, Arcady, followed by Campaign Warrior. He's Back on Track is moving forward with Ebony Grove. Octagonal is awkwardly placed. He's cluttered up near the fence, has nowhere to go. He got shuffled back a bit there, followed by Nothing Like a Dane, and then Sky Bow and Arctic Scent, and it's standing room only on the turn. They are packed up very tightly. He's about to shut into the clear on Occy, but he's giving them a fair start as they turn for home. Magnet Bay and Circles of Gold. Istadad looming up to them from Arcady. Octagonal's into the clear. He's starting to wind up here. He comes, the Big O down the outside. Istadad, Arcady, but Octagonal is getting to them with every stride. Arcady put his head in front. Octagonal is lunging as he always does. Istadad fighting back. Arcady and Octagonal. Oh, Arcady maybe. Arcady maybe, a nose to Octagonal, who tried his heart out. Istadad, a terrific run of Gold. Istadad looming up to them from Arcady. Octagonal's into the clear. He's starting to wind up here. He comes, the Big O down the outside. Istadad, Arcady, but Octagonal is getting to them with every stride. Arcady put his head in front. Octagonal is lunging as he always does. Istadad fighting back. Arcady and Octagonal. Oh, Arcady maybe. Arcady maybe, a nose to Octagonal, who tried his heart out. Istadad, a terrific run third, followed by Magnet Bay. Arctic Sense. Then Nothing Like a Dane. Flak Jacket, the Bandette Cam.
And as they hit the line now, it's Arcady just in front. Octagonal lunges. Let's see it when they pull to the line. There goes his head. We're waiting for the photo. Oh boy, it's up. Number 6, Octagonal is first. Octagonal first in the Mercedes Classic. He put his head in front once more when it mattered, and he grabbed Arcady right on the line.
This is everything going on. What did you think?
Well, actually, I thought the other thing bobbed on the line watching it on TV, but absolutely sensational, mate. I mean, he's a champion, and I mean, only champions do what he's done today. So.
Have you ever seen a reaction at any race course in the world like you've just seen now?
Well, I've seen a lot of good horses, but I've never ever seen anything like this one.
It's just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
We can still hear them. Please go and enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thanks, Simon.
Ken, that's it from down here. It's just
one breaking out now as the crowd give Roy, the great horse, Roy, the Big O Octagonal, his due. And you'll see the...
No, you just never see this again. The support for a horse. Shane still...
Octagonal, $2 exactly. Yours for theirs on the tote, even money, and $1.30 the place. Second was number...
Well, I wonder, has there been a more emotional, thrilling, memorable day's racing in Sydney? Max Presnell, what do you think?
No, I think we left Rosehill yesterday drunk on octagonal adrenaline.
Obviously, Keith Hillier,
Usual performance of Octagonal, can't wait.
What a day Golden Slipper Day has been for Octagonal. Second in the Slipper 2 years ago, won the Mercedes last year and won it again. He's 2-1-1 on the biggest day in Sydney race. When
the Chief Steward confirmed that Octagonal was behind a half stride before the post and again behind a half stride after it. He's got an amazing record of narrow winning margins.
Seems like that on a race course?
No, haven't really seen them like that. They really went mad yesterday. Like when we were going out, Bob and I, people just wanted to touch our hands and, you know, said, good on you, chickens, you know, and good on you, Jack, good on you, Bob. You know, it's really something, I suppose we'll never get thrills like it. And it's...
Okay, the last word on Octagonal belongs to Shane Day.
3 cheers because we've all witnessed a day we will not recognise for another 10, 20 years. A horse breaking the all-time stakes record in Octagonal. Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray!
Our time John Hawkes does have a little bit of luck in the slipper on.
Well, he deserves it. He should have won a couple.
General Nadeem $3.10, Guineas $8, Knowledge $7.50, Encounter is $4.80. The other one in the market's right down. Go
Slipper for 97. They're off in the slipper. And a little slow to move is Sports. You call Sir dwelt, and so did Decide. Little Regal Chamber has begun like a rocket from an outside gate. Guineas is brilliantly away. As quickly into stride is General Nadeem, who's straight into the box seat, followed by Encounter, Nimble Feet. Decide is the chat. 600 out as they near the turn. Regal Chamber the leader. Guineas is second. General Nadeem third. Encounter fourth, getting a perfect run. Rose of Danehill 3 deep. Then Nimble Feet. Decide on the fence, followed by Sports. Rose of Danehill made the bend awkwardly, and Knowledge is giving them about 8 lengths as they turn for home. Regal Chamber giving plenty of cheek in the straight. Guineas on the outside throwing down the gauntlet. The General looking for the rails run. Encounter on the extreme outside with the last run at them. General Nadeem got right through on the fence to join Regal Chamber, Guineas and Encounter on the outside. Encounter and Guineas. Encounter has run off the track, is lunging again as they hit the line, and oh, it's close. Guineas or Encounter. Don't know what happened to Encounter near the line. He speared off the track and it might cost him the slipper, but there's nothing in it. General Nadeem probably third. Close up then is Decide. Try
to Guineas, but look at him. He's just done a dipsy doodle. He's turned sideways. Shane Dye didn't know what to do. Beedman kept that Guineas. He hit the front again. Encounter lunges when they hit the line. Oh, photo. But number 2 has won the money. Guineas in the Golden Slipper. A winner for the Chicken Kings. Jack and Bobbingham, they've had rotten luck in other years. Octagonal and Strategic should have both won a Golden Slipper. They didn't. Guineas was lucky to win, but his number's in the frame.
What a day.
It's just one of those super days, Simon. I mean, we've been waiting, you know, 4 or 5 years to win the slipper, and, you know, win it on a day like today, or, you know, what do you say, mate? Just unbelievable.
Do you ever lose slipper winner? He's had 7 starts for 7 wins. His name is Guineas. His dad, they are champions out the hat. Jack with the hat, and boy oh boy, that includes champions. A beautiful dismount by Darren. He first did that on Saintly first, $7.90 and $2.80. Number 4 Encounter second, paid $1.90.
This remarkable double, with Guineas winning the Golden Slipper and Octagonal winning the Mercedes. You said, John, words to this effect, it was the day you'd been waiting for in racing.
Well, I've been in, you know, the game a long time, Bruce, and, you know, that's what you build to those sort of days. But, you know, you win one of them, you think, oh, well, that's great. But just Octagonal winning the Mercedes and then the Slipper, well, it's a race I've wanted to win ever since I've been in Sydney. And it all to come together on one day, well, I don't think it can get any better than that.
The run here of Encounter. Encounter ducks away there, but Dye straightens him up, goes out after Guineas. This is blowtorch time, and what happens? That is where Encounter lost the race. It was a pressure test, as John said. Like,
oh, no doubt he would have won for sure, John, if he'd gone straight. But he just did it so quickly. Why? Whether I hit him too hard or not, I don't know. But he did it very quickly, and he gave me no indication that he would do it. Like if he had...
One Slipper's run so far.
Let's look at these prices. Intergaze is now into $3.70. TAB number 1. Number 2, Tarn Per Lane, is also a firmer. So I'd love this to win, $7.50. Ebony Grove is at $9. Flak Jacket at $7. TAB number 6 is out to $11. $41 now for Might and Power. I thought he was a bit overs at 50s. Star at 2 to 1. And the bottom one, the filly, Denendry, out to $3. 2 to 1.
I'm on a horse at Ebony Grove. He'll get back, but he'll charge home. It's a very open derby, and I wouldn't be surprised to see what won it.
That's it.
Closely. Off in the derby. came away in a nice even line. Dan Hendry, eased back by Darren Beedman, is going to tuck straight in behind the field. Don Tristram is making a dive for the early lead over with He's a Dane, Gwingana, then Emerald Cut and Dan Hendry, and tailed off is Ebony Grove as they go to the 800 metres mark in the Derby. It's Don Tristram the leader, Torbolino seconds. Turn Me Loose third on the outside of Grandmaster. Flak Jacket is flat to the boards, followed by Might and Power, Captain Moonlight, Hero's Return, then Tarn Per Lane, Star Covet, Into Gazer still about 8 lengths off the lead as they come to the corner, followed by Gwingana, then Emerald Cut, well back He's a Dane, Dan Hendry will have to do a mighty job, and last is Ebony Grove. Coming over the rise, and Torbolino hit the lead in the Derby from Don Tristram. Further out is Turn Me Loose, and then Flak Jacket, Hero's Return. Coming right down the outside, Tarn Per Lane. Into Gazers now getting a split between them. Here's Dan Hendry and Ebony Grove coming from Stone, Motherless last. Dan Hendry and Ebony Grove go to the lead together. It's Dye and Beedman, Ebony Grove, Dan Hendry. Desperately close. Ebony Grove maybe a nose to Dan Hendry. Not sure about third, Into Gaze or Might and Power, followed by Tarn back. He's a Dane. Dan Hendry will have to do a mighty job, and last is Ebony Grove. Coming over the rise, and Torbolino hit the lead in the Derby from Don Tristram. Further out is Turn Me Loose, and then Flak Jacket, Hero's Return. Coming right down the outside, Tarn Per Lane. Into Gazers now getting a split between them. Here's Dan Hendry and Ebony Grove coming from Stone, Motherless last. Dan Hendry and Ebony Grove go to the lead together. It's Dye and Beedman, Ebony Grove, Dan Hendry. Desperately close. Ebony Grove maybe a nose to Dan Hendry. Not sure about third, Into Gaze or Might and Power, followed by Tarn Per Lane.
Ebony Grove, they ran 2:28.83, which is just over 0.4 of a second slower than the race record set by Octagonal last year. So they really carved the 16, the favourite, Don Tristram. It can't do any better. Outside of him, Hero's Return in the red cap. That's Grandmaster running all over the place in the black and white checks. Torbolino outside of him, Might and Power in the pink pushing through. Then there's one horse there I just can't catch.
Does get interfered with.
Yes, there was a slight hiccup there, but it was a demolition derby. There are a number of horses inside. Might and Power was one that had no luck at all in the straight and was beaten just over a length. I think Intergay should have finished closer, but that's the derby.
For the fourth horse in the derby, a youngster by Octagonal and Lurewood sire Zabeel. Remember the name, Might and Power.
Into the straight now, he's off the fence on Might and Power, and Might and Power quickly raced up and he ambled to the front on top of the rise. Might and Power shot clear coming to the 200 mark. He put about 2.5 lengths on Sakti, followed by Babu's Boy and then Something Special, but it's all Might and Power. He's been the real surprise packet of the 3-year-old group, an enormous run in the Derby last week, and he deserves this win, and he wins with his head on his chest. Into the straight now, he's off the fence on Might and Power, and Might and Power quickly raced up and he ambled to the front on top of the rise. Might and Power shot clear coming to the 200 mark. He put about 2.5 lengths on Sakti, followed by Babu's Boy and then Something Special, but it's all Might and Power. He's been the real surprise packet of the 3-year-old group, an enormous run in the Derby last week, and he deserves this win, and he wins with his head on his chest.
The Frank Packer Plate is not a Group 1 race. It's classified as Group 2. But we showed you Might and Power's win as a pointer for the future. The Packer Plate, who's been set for the Caulfield Cup.
People doubted Brian York's statement immediately after the Derby last week when he said Might and Power should have won. Those people might have had a rethink after watching this horse Donkey lick a pretty good field in the Frank Packer. And he deserves this win, and he wins with his head on his chest. Well done, Nick.
His winning margin was 8 lengths. I reckon he could have won me 10 or 15 lengths.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a horse sprint like he sprinted at Randwick. And at the presentation, I says, this is the best horse I've seen since Kingston Town.
Big statement, wasn't it?
Was.
Yeah.
But he's
Head odds on the Sydney Cup. TAV number 1, Nothing Like a Dane, is at $4.20. Number 2, Istedad is favoured on the tote end with bookies. He's at 3-1 or a $4 return. $8 TAB number 6, Palos Verdes, has come in a little to about $7.50. $11 Ebony Grove, 13 Linesman, 41 Tennessee Oak.
Off and running in the Cup. Sterling Emblem on the outside, fired out of the gate, and Ebony Grove whips them in as they go up to the top turn at the 1,000 metres mark. Orem Heights led the paces, Genuine now by a half length to Linesman. 2.5 lengths away, Sterling Emblem on the outside of Nothing Like a Dane. 2.5 to Magnet Bay, followed by Grandmaster. Ed has pulled pulled out 3 wide. He's starting a forward move. Istadada's getting away from the rail, followed by Palos Verdes, hard ridden now. Arctic Sense covered a heap of extra ground. She's under pressure, followed by Nimzo Indian. Ebony Grove between horses, and Tennessee Oak on the outside is dropping out to last as they come to the 600 metres mark, and Linesman shot to the front. Linesman leads the cup field around the corner. He's 2 lengths or more in front of Aurum Heights. Here's Nothing Like a Dane looming into second place, followed by Magnet Bay, and then Istadad, Grandmaster. Ebony Grove is into the clear now and is giving them about 7 lengths as they come over the rise, where Linesman is a mile in front. Linesman by about 4 lengths to Nothing Like a Dane. Ebony Grove down the middle of the track. Istadad is battling away, but Linesman in the Harry Lawton colours is 6 lengths in front of Ebony Grove and Nothing Like a Dane. He's a fair dinkum, genuine stayer, Linesman. He could go around again. Linesman bolts away with the Sydney Cup. Nothing Like a Dane has come again to get second. Ebony Grove dying on his run third. Istadad fourth, followed by Grandmaster.
Apollo 11 and Just an Answer. Number 8 Linesman, 11.60 and 3.50.
You know, he's a couple of days after the race. He's a little bit flat, but he's tremendous here now. He's picked right week, so, you know, I'm really looking forward to next week. It'll be a big week, so hopefully we can go out on a winning note.
It'll be nice, I think.
Many men at Royal Randwick today proving this notion wrong.
All the men in their makeup today, just for the big A. Very special horse. Inspirational and champion.
Go the... Bye, ladies and gentlemen, they're all set, and there they go. Octagonal began a little bit awkwardly, might have missed it a half length or so. Kingston Bay bounced out in front of French Resort. Turn they go at the 1,000 mark. Kingston Bay the leader. Electronic second. All Our Mob getting the run of the race third. 3 lengths away into Gaze, followed by French Resort. Octagonal on the outside. It's being run to suit the champ. Followed further back by Buzz Off, who's tagging Octagonal. And then Nazarich and Shaskay, Circles of Gold as last as they go by the 800 mark. The pace has been furious. Kingston Bay the leader. Electronic second. All Our Mob third, given a lovely run by Chris Munce. Then into Gaze. Octagonal looming up on the outside as they near the turn, followed by French Resort, and then Buzz Off, Shaskay, Nazarich and Circles of Gold is last of all. By G. Dye's getting busy on Octagonal. He's pulled the whip on the champ as they turn for home, where he's giving the leaders about 6 lengths. Kingston Bay and Electronic. Here comes the Mobster. Into Gaze on the outside, a length away. Octagonal, here he comes now. Into Gaze and All Our Mob have headed Electronic. Octagonal's got a battle on his hands. Dye's throwing everything at him. The 3-year-old Into Gaze has burst clear 100 metres out. The Big O can't do any better, try as he may. Into Gaze has spoiled the party. A brilliant ride by Carmody. Into Gaze in an upset, beat Octagonal, reminiscent of Gunsind in 73. All Our Mob has run third, followed by Electronic. Yeah, Gunsind was beaten at his farewell appearance, and there was a strange hush immediately after the race. It was almost eerie.
Yeah, certainly.
Go out a winner.
Yeah, very upset.
I still love him.
Are you crying because he lost or because he's leaving?
Because he's leaving. Says everyone wants him to stay around. He's not, so...
Never before has a Group 1 win been so lonely. Intergaze today's forgotten hero.
Well, I can understand. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. They all were cheering for Octagonal. Everybody wanted to see him to win. It was just a shame he didn't.
He tried.
I'll tell you where he's going, to Horse Heaven, out to start. We've been the scenes afterwards for the second place horse. It's priceless, isn't it? Just summing up, what are you going to remember about Octagonal? Which
Well,
race?
I'm going to remember that he had 28 starts, all in the best of company. He finished with a 50% winning strike rate. No horses earned more money than him. Bruce, nearly $5.9 million. He was a beautiful brown horse.
No, I've got the memories of the photo finishes that he went into, the revolving doors he went into with some very good horses and come out in front. He just didn't get quite close enough to Intergaze yesterday where it mattered. But
It's racing, the better horse won on the day, and, you know, he give it his all. I mean, he had every opportunity to beat the other horse, so, you know, not disappointed in that respect, but just, well, everyone loves to go out a winner, but he's still a champion, you know, win or lose from yesterday.
the Inghams yesterday, Guineas didn't have to start in the Champagne Stakes. They paid a late entrance fee. They put the 2-year-old title of the year up for grabs, and they lost it because Encounter was very impressive.
And it's 7 lengths from first to last as they come around the turn. It's Irish Air and Guineas going together. Encounter's been 3 deep from the outset. That's him with the white cap as they come around the turn, followed by Snar Dame. South Bend is next as they come over the rise, and Salty is now taken to the extreme outside. Guineas and Irish Air. Di hasn't moved on Encounter. He's about to do so, however. Salty is running on, and South Bend can't do any more. At the 200 mark, Irish Air and Guineas. Encounter has cantered up to them on the outside. Snar Dame is running on well, but Encounter shot clear. Will this be the day that Shane Di rides the program? It might well be, as Encounter spears away. That's his 4th for the day. Salty got 2nd, Irish Air 3rd.
How'd he get beaten the slipper?
Well, that will remain one of racing's great mysteries.
Certainly underlined his yesterday. Very smart. We might see this horse in the Cox Plate next this year.
He's outside. What about Trader?
There, I switch the stick coming up here, you'll see it, and I put one round him, and if anything, he goes to duck in here, but I really got down and rode him hard, and he exploded. Very, very impressive.
Darren Guineas is a horse you know well. He'd been 600 out as they near the turn. Ruffles clear. Line Hunter in 2nd place. Niggled a bit. Mahogany getting a cushy run 3rd. Followed by Unison, Flavour, Clang, Monopolise and Eastern Star tailed off as they come around the corner. Ruffles well clear at the 400 mark over Line Hunter. Flat to the boards. Here's Mahogany. Mahogany looming into 2nd place is out after the mare as they top the hill. Golly, Greg Hall looks confident as Mahogany canters alongside Ruffles. Greg says, go boy, and this remarkable 6-year-old Mahogany has exploded away, and he's going to win the inaugural Endeavour Stakes in a cakewalk. Greg keeps him going to the line, and Mahogany bolted in over Ruffles. Clang the corner. Ruffles well clear at the 400 mark over Line Hunter. Flat to the boards. Here's Mahogany. Mahogany looming into 2nd place is out after the mare as they top the hill. Golly, Greg Hall looks confident as Mahogany canters alongside Ruffles. Greg says, go boy, and this remarkable 6-year-old Mahogany has exploded away, and he's going to win the inaugural Endeavour Stakes in a cakewalk. Greg keeps him going to the line, and Mahogany bolted in over Ruffles. Clang has run 3rd, followed by Flavour, Monopolise, Eastern Star.
Just a quick comment, Keith, on one of your favourite horses.
Yes, he's had 8 Group 1 wins, and yesterday's win in Lesser.
To be precise, Greg. Gee, I admire that horse. I can't believe a dual Derby winner could travel like that in a 1,200-metre sprint.
He's just a super horse with blinkers on too, and that's a bit of a key to Mahogany as well.
No excuses for any other runner. The best horse won. He's a freak. But I want to congratulate the race. I reckon this race, if they make it up to a $500,000 race, it could get Group 1 status, and it will be a success for the AJC. It's a great race.
I just abandonment of the Queensland Guineas Day last year, and while that won't happen again, bad weather is back though for the race this year. Boom 3-year-old Yippee-I-O is the early favourite for the $170,000 Classic at Eagle Farm.
Up and racing, Yippee-I-O was slow to move at the start, and he went straight back to the tail of the field, and Crystal Palace the first to ping out. Summer Bow and Mandu and Paconas got out quickly. Forgotten Hero not far away when they hit the ground. Our prime mover just 3 deep and last. Mighty Golden Yippee-I-O 3 deep and last. 700 a run. Mandu a half. Crystal Palace, Paconas 3rd outside. Forgotten Hero. Then came our prime mover, Crafty Bows around Summer Bow. Now Beedman's gone on Anthems. He's rushing up quickly, and Cassidy is following him on Yippee-I-O as they neared the corner. And further back in the field is Hornet as they come round the home turn. Into the straight, 4.25 to go. Mandu led Crystal Palace, Paconas, Forgotten Hero. Crafty Bow pulled out, then Summer Bow, and here comes Yippee-I-O with a big run on the outside. Crystal Palace hit the front, 300 to go. Yippee-I-O just about on terms. Crafty Bow got cut out, then Forgotten Hero, but Yippee-I-O went to the lead from Crystal Palace with 100 to go. Then Crafty Bow, Mighty Golden, I like him. They said he was good, they weren't kidding. He is a freak. Yippee-I-O rushed away and won the Guineas from Crystal Palace. Mighty Gold got 3rd from
Yippee-I-O, and then Sahara Z, and I like him. In the straight now, 400 metres out. Mandu just in front of Crystal Palace. The filly dashed up to go to the lead. She's running out badly, but she's gone to a clear lead. Here comes Yippee-I-O on the outside. Yippee-I-O is after Crystal Palace. He's moved up to hit the lead. Oh boy, they said he was good. He looks really good. 100 metres to go, and away he goes, Yippee-I-O. He is blitzing them in the run to the post, and he's going to win the Guineas by 5 lengths. Yippee-I-O first, and a big victory wave there from Jimmy Cassidy. Crystal Palace 2nd, and Mighty Gold got 3rd.
Brisbane, Wayne, did we see a superstar yesterday with Yippee-Yi-Oh?
Oh, I'm sure we did, Bruce. It was an outstanding performance by the horse to win the way that he did. He went against the pattern of racing at Eagle Farm, came from a mile back, had them covered on the home turn, and really looked good over the final stages of the races. He careered away to win by 5 lengths. Yes, we saw a superstar yesterday.
A man fourth the outside. Then came Forgotten Hero, New Well, Elmer Zayun, Cash for Ashg, Marble Hall to want to get a move on. He's under an awful lot of pressure and he is not getting through the ground around the turn. But the leader is, I'll tell you, Banner Headline. He raced away at the top of the straight. He's 2.5 Spirit of Oregon. Calm Abiding pull to the outside. On the fence then is Cash for Ash and Forgotten Hero wider out, and now Mr. Brannigan running home strongly. Banner Headline in front, Forgotten Hero the outside's gone to him from Mr. Brannigan. Marble Halls is rattling late, Forgotten Hero the leader. Marble Halls is gobbling up the ground in the opposition. He swooped them on under double wraps and he's home. Marble Halls put up an amazing performance to win. Forgotten Hero second.
There is the horse back there at the moment. He's being checked off the heels. He does cop another check in the surprise and in the straight with about 150 to go. And we'll just sit back and listen to your call. And I think you were the most surprised bloke on the course yesterday.
Nicely clear as they head up for the judge. 2 in front. Calm Abiding is coming up to second, and Cash for Ash is going for a needle eye opening on the inside. There's not much room there. He's trying to push through Harris. Forgotten Hero on the outside, and Mr. Brannigan is through in the centre. 100 metres to go. Forgotten Hero on the outside, swept to the lead. Here's Marble Halls. Marble Halls is flying o'er under double wraps from Oliver. He cruises past Forgotten Hero and won the race. Outstanding.
Seen anything like it before?
No, I haven't. No, I have not. It was an amazing performance. Did you see how he eased up on him over the final stages? Have a look at him there. He's 3 off the pace. He's digging him up to pick them up. He picked them up in one stride, and just look at him in this last 50 metres. He cruises to the post. I spoke to Damien after the race yesterday, Bruce, and he said potentially, I don't know whether it was a heat of the moment statement or not, but he said potentially it's the best horse he's ridden.
Gee, that's a huge rip. And Poetic King.
Second.
Marble Halls and Yippee-Yi-Oh, the clash. I think at this stage I'd be going Marble Halls, Bruce, because it was an amazing performance to do what he did yesterday. From the
yesterday.
Be surprised if we're looking at a Caulfield Melbourne Cup favourite there. Bubble ran home.
Richard, that was some win. That was an outrageous performance. That I've rarely seen one of ours do something like that. He was finished at the furlong, and you know, in a traffic jam there, and just came from nowhere. He ran, and he'd have to be the one to beat in the Derby, I think. Can he win a Melbourne Cup? Oh, that's a toughie. Yeah, I reckon he might.
Struth. Hey, Shane, the Queensland Derby Quinella will pay about $1.60. Yippee-Yi-Oh and Marble Halls.
But isn't it funny, John? 3 weeks ago, everyone had Yippee-Yi-Oh, a short price favourite, Melbourne Caulfield Cups, Queensland Derbies, odds on. This horse here shouldn't be entitled to start favourite, and I think looks the winner.
Yeah, can he win a Melbourne Cup, as Richard says he can?
Definitely. No doubt. His win. I've never seen a horse do what he did. Damien ran into 3 dead ends on him yesterday, and he still picked himself up to win. Yeah. It was just unbelievable, and it was a good field. It wasn't a bad field.
You think Group 1?
Cup Day, the 10 News BTC Sprint holds a lot of interest, particularly towards the Stradbroke handicap in a fortnight. He gets
Lee Friedman Stables, Chief De Beers is at 4 to 1 or $5. Remember, these are returns on the Queensland tab, or approximately 8.5 to 1. Blazing Steel at $3.30, a little bit over 2 to 1. Fayon. And Blazing Steel is last. 700 to run. Quick Flick the leader, 2 to Chief De Beers. Confiscate third. Malaguazin fourth. 2 Answered Prayers. 1 Mamselle Padrille. Fayonce the outside from Poetic King, followed by Kidman's Cove. 3 lengths Blazing Steel, then Captive City, Slicker and Rodway C. Up to the bend, 450 out. Quick Flick just in front. Chief De Beers second. Malaguar to the outside. Confiscate next. Poetic King's picking up ground. Fayonce to the outside, and then Blazing Steel, 300 out. Chief De Beers hit the lead. Malaguar, Poetic King are trying hard, then Fayonce and Blazing Steel on the outside, but Chief De Beers raced away inside the 200. Confiscate and Poetic King battling on from Blazing Steel. Chief De Beers getting tied. Poetic King is finishing right over the top of him, and he's got him. Poetic King got up to beat Chief De Beers. Third, I think, Confiscate just in front of Blazing Steel, then Malaguar. Fayonce just
had 2 serious bouts of illness, you know, Poetic King.
It's amazing. I thought he could win the Doomben 10,000 2 weeks ago, and he runs shocking in it. And he bounces back on the same kind of track. I thought Blazing Steel, and he bounces back on the same kind of track. I thought Blazing Steel run very, very well. Come from
Blow today with triple Group 1 winner Poetic King ruled out of the $1 million Stradbroke handicap at Eagle Farm. The highly favoured sprinter was scratched this morning after an abscess on his near front hoof.
Pretty good betting race, and it'll be hard to pick the winner. I'm just hoping that mine are good enough.
Accomplice. All these are around about the same. Accomplice 9-4. Oh, as I speak, he's back into $3.10. So just over 2 to 1. Blazing Steel at $6.10, around about 5 to 1. Down near the bottom, Malagua has come in a couple of points.
Second last, Blazing Steel is last. 800 to go, Quick Flick at a good bat led. Malagua, Celestial Choir, Accomplice in the box seat. Fourth on the inside, Confiscate fifth, then Lord Luskin, Catlin opening Eastern Star. Mamselle Padrille travelling deep from Dane Ripper, Cohort, Kidman's Cove, Future King, Super Dane. Further back in the field, Faience as they near the home turn, monopolised deep from Shame. Blazing Steel last, about to come to the outside. In the straight, 4.25 to go. Quick Flick joined by Malagua. Confiscate about a length away on the outside. Accomplice in the middle. Wider out on the track. Celestial Choir, Catlin opening, and Mamselle Padrille and Dane Ripper. Quick Flick in front of the 200 metres mark. Accomplice getting out inside Malagua. Celestial Choir, and look at Dane Ripper, the filly down the outside. Dane Ripper's coming with giant strides after Quick Flick. Quick Flick and Dane Ripper. Dane Ripper's going the better. Dane Ripper wins the Stradbroke. Dane Ripper from a photo between Quick Flick, Celestial Choir and Future King flew home, then Blazing Steel, Confiscate, Eastern Star. Then came...
Now they head for the judge in the Stradbroke, and it's Quick Flick the leader. Malagua is given full bore on the outside. He's trying hard to reach him. Accomplice is there in the centre, squeezing through. Celestial Choir on the outside with Confiscate. Catlin opening is running on, and Dane Ripper right down the outside. The Greys kick Quick Flick. He's just in front. He's leading by a length on Celestial Choir. Dane Ripper out wide is finishing brilliantly. She's going to get the money, I think. Yes, Dane Ripper first.
Dane Ripper was...
Are you confident?
I thought she had a great chance, yeah, at the weights, and she's never really reached her ultimate potential, I didn't think. And as a young horse, she run the Golden Slipper, but she wasn't quite seasoned and matured at that time. But she's going to be a lovely mare from now on, I'd say.
You've done it again.
Went to Dane Ripper, another Stradbroke handicap for Bart Cummings after victories with Never Under Charge and Campaign King, starting at the good...
Bart, as I mentioned, Blazing Steel was held up in the straight. Maybe should have finished in a place, but let me tell you, nothing would have beaten Dane Ripper.
Queensland Derby has been a great talking point all week. It features the clash of two exciting three-year-olds with Yippee-I-O and Marble Halls. The lead
in the tempo of the race, he and Marble Halls will both get back, and they'll need a little bit of luck, but I think they're the best two horses in the race.
He looks... Getting out of a Noble 40, and that is Marble Halls by Nassapur out of a Noble Bijou mare, Simon.
Yes, certainly, and have a look at that family, Nassapur, Noble Bijou. It should be able to stay all day, Marble Halls. Big, long, striding horse he is, big chestnut gelding.
Going $2.60, odds of 13 to 8. Marble Halls favourite, but just $2.50, odds of 6 to 4. 30 to 1 for Godring
Hornet, a length and a half to Marble Halls. He's in midfield with plenty of galloping room at the moment. How Bizarre on the fence, then Payatinsky. Cassidy about to go forward on Yippee-I-Yo, then Blue Gum and Summer Bow on the fences last. 700 metres to go. Sakti the leader from Forgotten Hero. Cash for Ash third from Biter Man. Marble Halls is now going forward on the outside from Hornet Banner Headline. Yippee-I-Yo is tracking Marble Halls to the home turn from How Bizarre, Summer Bow, and then Payatinsky and Blue Gum is last. Around the corner, 4.50 to run on the Derby, and the leader Forgotten Hero from Vita Man. Marble Halls coming up, and Yippee-I-Yo on the outside, and then Summer Bow. The pressure's on, 300 metres to go. Marble Halls and Yippee-I-Yo, they've taken the lead together with Yippee-I-Yo dashing past Marble Halls, which won't give up, and then Summer Bow. Yippee-I-Yo ducked in on top of Marble Halls, and they're together with 100 to go. Yippee-I-Yo and Marble Halls. Yippee-I-Yo's a neck in front. Marble Halls can't pick him up, and Yippee-I-Yo wins a great derby. Yippee-I-Yo beat Marble Halls 6 lengths away, third Summer Bow, and then Blue Gum, Vita Man, Payatinsky for...
Marble Halls is poised there, third on the outside. Yippee-I-Yo fourth the outside. This is what we've been waiting for. 300 metres to go, and both boys go full board now. Yippee-I-Yo got away from Marble Halls. It's Yippee-I-Yo a neck in front. Marble Halls is kicking again on the inside. It's Marble Halls and Yippee-I-Yo. Yippee-I-Yo a neck in front of Marble Halls. Yippee-I-Yo just in front of Marble Halls. They're drawing to the line. Jimmy Cassidy with the whip in the air, and he said, Yippee! Yippee-I-Yo has won the derby.
This was the highest rated Queensland Derby in memory, with
two.
Can you mature? But I think we've got a couple of great stayers coming up for the spring.
They're going to meet again in the Cups, and Damien Oliver saw
Back to you, Ken.
Seasoned, a strong staying effort living up to the huge raps jockey Jim Cassidy has put on the 3-year-old. The first and second horses should provide some great entertainment in the spring.
And I think the thing that was interesting too is that the third horse is No Mug. He's a very good horse in his own right, and they beat him out of sight, Summerbow.
Well, he's a two-time weight for age winner, Bruce, and yet they beat him by 5 lengths. It was a full credit to both horses, outstanding performances, and as you say, Bruce, one of the great derbies.
It was a well, boys, they're potential stars of the spring. Which one do you think will go on the best?
Well, I think the best horse won yesterday, Yippee-I-O. I thought his was the best run in the race. He was the best horse. But I think come the spring, I'd like to be on the second horse, Marble Halls. I think he's really the horse of the future. What do you think?
They're both pretty good horses today. The thing it did show, the Queensland Derby was the Derby of the year. Like Portland Player won in Melbourne, Ebony Grove won in Sydney. They'd have both got run over by those two horses yesterday. They're the best 2 3-year-olds.
Well, here's a Group 3s at Eagle Farm on the heavy track yesterday. The first of them, race 5, the Winter Stakes.
6 behind her, Aphasia getting into the clear, and Dane Ripper's getting a run on the inside if she's good enough. Direct attack in front, 350 metres to go. Dane Ripper's up on the inside, Aphasia out wide, Timeless wins. Amber coming through in the centre with a strong run, and Monica down the outside. Dane Ripper and Amber, they're going to fight it out. Dane Ripper the inside, Amber the outside. Both jockeys go for the whips, Beedman, Dittman, and it's Amber and Dane Ripper. They hit the line, Dane Ripper kicked on the inside, and she's won it.
Great performance was a beauty, the Stradbroke winner, but a 3-year-old filly with 57 kilos on her back. Not easy, taking on quality mares, and she was up against a beauty in Amber over the final 200 metres of the race, and it was a soul-stir.
Perfect. On the tote, it was something like $4.90 Dane Ripper paid. I don't think people have given her credit. She's a big, strong horse, and she can carry weight. We might just see a bit more of her in the spring.
The set Amber, if it was a handicap race.
Well, park your peepers on this win by Blazing Reality in the Mercedes-Benz. Look on the right-hand side of your screen. Look for a yellow cap near the tail of the field. You won't believe this.
600 metres to go. Natoile led Lily Acius, Rancho's Coup. Sir Tatters fourth. Chief De Beers has moved into a close fifth. Specialised deep as they come round the bend from Harvey Ladd, followed by Corregidor. Lord Luskin Blazing still second last. Blazing Reality still last. 400 metres to go, and Natoile raced away. He's 3 lengths to Lily Acius. Chief De Beers is running home under his big weight on the outside, and then Rancho's Coup. Natoile in front, 200 metres to go. Chief De Beers is coming after Natoile, and Blazing Reality is starting to motor. Blazing Reality hasn't been in the race, but he's about to be. Chief De Beers hit the lead. Blazing Reality went over the top of him and did him in. Oh, Blazing Reality, what a run. He's got up to beat Chief De Beers.
There's no Reality giving them a mile start as they straighten up, and back last Blazing Steel. Natoile is the leader. They're in the straight now, 350 metres to go. Natoile ridden along, got away from them, 2 lengths in front. Chief De Beers is up to second on the outside, coming after Natoile. Rancho's Coup is running on as well, and then Sir Tat. Blazing Reality right down the outside, Natoile in front. Here comes the Chief. The Chief is coming after him, and Blazing Reality. Blazing Reality is flying on the outside. Chief De Beers, Blazing Reality. Blazing Reality on the outside fence has got up to win it.
So, Wayne, how would you compare him?
A horse who created an impression here last year, Ken Grande, won the Lightning and he won the Mercedes-Benz. I'd say he's as good as, probably a little bit better than Ken Grande. Now, Ken Grande, young improved, look out for him in the spring. I think he's a top-line sprinter.
And Reality is flying on the outside. Chief De Beers, Blazing Reality. Blazing Reality on the outside fence has got up to win it.
So, Wayne, how would you compare him?
A horse who created an impression here last year, Ken Grande, won the Lightning and he won the Mercedes-Benz. I'd say he's as good as, probably a little bit better than Ken Grande. Now, Ken Grande, young improved, look out for him in the spring. I think he's a top-line sprinter.
And